Bright
Donnie,
and early, bushy-tailed.
actually, it's very dark and early. The sky is like, it's still nighttime. What are you
Is
doing?
it really?
Oh, yeah, it's pitch black outside.
Time zone. That's right. Yeah,
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 it's
yeah,
7
yeah.
a.m. Yep. Yeah,
Oof.
we won't have light for another 12 hours, Donnie. I don't think that's how that works.
It's
It's okay.
raining.
This is, as my good friend Seth Sturgill would say, we fit it in where we can get it in, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he does say that. And he says it all sly like that too, so you know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what he means.
Exactly. Crystal.
What do you got there? What are you drinking? You got something special in that there? Frothy coffee?
Yeah, I coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've recently learned um slightly about, I guess. Kind of backdoor, if anything.
Whoa.
A little weird. Whoa.
Yeah, where you can get it in, I guess, Donnie.
I stopped
Jesus.
drinking coffee for years. It's like this weird
Okay.
thing that happened to me. I used to drink coffee religiously,
Mm.
like constantly. Like
Yeah.
was that guy. Grinded
Yep.
my own beans,
Ooh.
had coffee
Ritual.
presses, like the house smelled like coffee.
Yeah.
And then it was right before COVID or right after, like right at the start of COVID. I tried to drink it one day and it like made me sick.
Yeah.
Like sick to my stomach. Like I was on a puke. I was like, oh.
Oh no.
And then like most things, I don't know how you do things, but most things, like if I feel like there's like a medical problem, like generally if I'm not like dying, I'm like, we'll give it a couple weeks. See
Oh,
if it goes away.
big time.
You know,
100%.
it's like, we'll see.
Dude, I think there's probably a quarter of my life where I'm like, I can handle milk. No problem. Like milkshakes, we'll take a shot. We'll take a
I give it
chance.
like a week off, and then I tried it again, and immediately like sick to my stomach, like sour stomach.
Yeah.
And then like a month, and the same thing. And I went to my doctor, and they were like, "Yeah, like your taste just changed. Like maybe you just
Yeah.
don't like coffee." I was like, "What?
Ugh.
Like what? What are you
Yeah,
telling
just like
me?"
a switch goes off. Like this can't be
And-
real.
And they were like, "It's probably the acidity." Because like I have a high acidic diet. They're like, you drink alcohol, you're doing. He's like, it's probably too much acid.
Oh.
And they're like, so you should probably chill on it for a while.
Mhm.
So I stopped drinking for like a year, and then like you go cold turkey off coffee for a year, and it's like, why ever go back?
You never really need it. Yeah.
So I
you
just
don't have that
stopped
feeling.
drinking coffee, and I haven't
Mhm.
had coffee since like 2019.
Mm.
And you know, I started taking blood pressure medication, and then once I started doing that, hydrating was becoming like a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Because it like it pulls all the salt out of you. Like it's hard to stay hydrated.
Mhm.
Right. So yeah, exactly. So you
Yep,
may have
I've
seen me
got
drinking
mine.
these several
Yep.
times on videos.
Oh, is that a Soda Stream? You got the
I have the
carbonated
Soda
water?
Stream. Yeah, so I'm plowing through
Yes.
these like every day.
Mhm.
And I don't know what it was. Just an urge, a hunch. Like 3 months ago, I was like, I should try coffee. And
It just lays dormant in your mind. It's
Yeah,
just,
I was like-
it's just waiting.
I wonder if like let's have a cup of coffee. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So I unpacked a lot of my stuff, but like I've always been an Americano drinker. You know, like
Okay.
I used to have an espresso machine. So
Mhm.
it's like I do like the ritual. I like the smell. I like doing the things, right? But
you
I've
make
always
everything perfect, just nice and flat. And the
I have a
espresso, like
weird
little-
coffee order.
Yeah.
Okay. I like an Americano, but
Yeah.
I want an Americano with like sweet cold foam,
Okay. Yeah.
which is not like crazy, but it's also something that's not like on a menu.
Yeah. It's not common. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you either have to find a barista that knows what you're asking for, or you feel like I don't know,
make it
maybe it's a
yourself.
me thing. I feel a little weird asking for it like at Starbucks because you
Mm.
like I've tried it and I'm like, hey, I want an Americano, but like, could you put the sweet? And they're like, our sweet cream cold brew comes with the cold brew, and I'm like, no, I know, like I get it, I get it. It's a cold. Can you put it on the
That's
hot
crazy
Americano?
to me.
And they're
Dude,
like,
people have the craziest coffee orders at Starbucks.
dude,
They
my
have,
wife.
Like, yeah, it
Can I
takes
get
4
a
minutes to order a coffee.
vanilla mocha frappa, what a 4-dose peppermint.
Yeah. And they're like, got it, no problem.
Triple whip. Yeah. And I'm like,
Mhm.
no, just make the
Triple
Americano
whip.
and put the sweet cream cold foam
Right.
on it.
Yeah, it's not hard.
So because I don't have an espresso machine anymore, I do have a mocha pot. I'm not sure if you've ever seen like a mocha pot, but it's like a way of, you can make espresso like coffee from a mocha. It's just a very simple way of getting something close to. It's not espresso. Like a real
Yeah.
person would tell you this is not espresso,
Right.
but it's like as close to it as you can get. like traditionally, like on a stove.
Sure.
So making sweet cream cold foam is easy.
Yeah.
Milk frother and a little vanilla.
I'm
know?
jealous, man, because that's what destroys me. Like that makes it tasty. That makes it like a nice treat for you.
Yeah.
It kills my stomach.
Oh,
Cream and foam and like,
Yeah.
and this is where I'm like, but it's so good. Like I'll give it a shot. Maybe, or I've got time. You know, I can let this run its course and we'll be all right on the other end. But yeah, no, it's not that. So what you talked about, like going without coffee forever, like that's been me with like cream in my coffee for the most part. Except Yon32 is in the chat here as well, and he always reminds me when I got Tim Hortons with him when we went to Extra Life.
Nice.
And I ordered my coffee.
Hortons.
I ordered a double.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "What the hell?" He's like, "I thought it was too Splenda. I thought it was just like regular coffee." I'm like, "Tim Hortons coffee is ass, and I need that sugar and I need that cream, and it's just
You gotta cut it.
I almost never go to Timmy's, and yeah, like we'll just hope for the best, I guess. Which, looking back, pretty risky. We were in a carpool going across the border with like
Wow,
friends that
that
I
is
never see. It's like it could be bad, but
Yeah, you could have ruined everybody's day.
yeah, just could have been bad. Or they just
So,
wait for me, you know?
Well, I woke up this
What are we
morning
even
and
talking about?
my wife was like, I was like, I gotta go podcast. And she was like, what? Like, it's Saturday. Why? It's in the morning. It's so early.
It's the
I was like,
best.
I gotta go podcast. And then
Yep.
she goes, will you make me your fancy coffee? And I was like, okay.
Nice.
Well, now, Sean, I'm gonna be a little bit late because I
man.
gotta stop to
It
mocha
reminds me
pot
of Bobby.
going and getting the thing and getting the brewing and frothing the
Mhm.
milk and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not just, it's not like a little Keurig. You gotta
Yeah,
gotta
no,
make it.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, there's
That's
stuff
where
on
I
the
become a bit
counter.
of a coffee snob these days. I don't know that I can do the Keurig thing. Like in a pinch, maybe, but it's
Sure.
like it kind of tastes like plastic.
Do you ever
I
see
feel like
a
I can
Ver-
taste the plastic.
Did you ever see or hear of a Verismo?
No, but that sounds like it has enough syllables to be tasty.
It was my first espresso machine, and it's kind of not an espresso machine, but
Yeah.
Starbucks had a Keurig-like device. I want to say maybe 10 years ago.
Ugh.
I don't know if they still have it or not, but it was called the Verismo,
Mm-hmm.
and they sold these coffee pod-like pods that you could pull espresso shots out of. And they essentially had like a whole ingredients book on like how to make different styles of coffees. So if you
Mhm.
wanted to make like an Americano, you'd use like 2 Verismo pods of like their like their dark blend, and then
Okay.
you cut it with water.
Yeah.
They had foam pods where you could pull like milk foam, and essentially you could just like have, it was like a Keurig style way of having espresso at home. I
Yeah.
bought one of those machines. I used to buy
Was it
those
good?
pods by the It was excellent.
Yeah, it just seems so unnatural, especially the milk thing. How are you pulling milk foam from these
I
pods?
think it's like
that's,
evaporated milk, and then it funnels it through and stuff.
I guess so, and that's a thing. Like
Yeah, there
evaporated
was
milk.
flavored pods. Like my
Yeah.
wife loved the flavored coffees, because like I can make her mocha. Like
Yeah.
she'd be like, I want a mocha with double whip, and I'm like, I've got you. I got it. Like I've got it
Yeah.
covered.
Oh, that's
Um,
sounds nice. What a nice thing to like serve your wife. You know, just to be able to like make this nice special thing.
yeah, she loves being served a coffee. That's
I'll
like a
bet.
big deal for
I
her.
would too. Yeah, that's great. That sounds. I just grabbed my
Sup,
lazy ass grabbed
B-Mox?
a Monster Energy drink from the
Welcome
fridge.
to the hang.
Hey, B-Mox.
The
Good to
sweetest
see you,
of
man.
things.
Bobby and I would record in the morning. We would do Cup of Joe and
Cup
Nintendo
of Joe.
especially. Very early.
Carnitas?
And your message reminded me of him this morning because it would be the same. We'd be like everything's
Oh,
lined up, ready to
wow.
go, and yeah, he'd be like just gonna make some coffee, and then I go,
That's
okay,
awesome.
well I'm gonna go make coffee, and we'd be 15 minutes later than our start time every time. Like it's like all right, well, because you never knew. Bobby would either he'd be 10 minutes late because he's gonna go make a coffee, and that was just gonna be fine, or I would tell him I'm gonna be running late, and he would give me shit.
He'd lose his mind.
Oh yeah, he just
Well,
and he would-
some
he'd
of
do
us
it in
get
his-
here whenever you want to get here.
Exactly. Exactly. Like whatever you want to do, man. Oh man, we told each other how it was. I mean, I feel like you and I do it as well. He's got the Jersey flavor, you know. It's
Yeah,
just
no, he's
a little
he has
theatrical.
that Eastern Shore,
Oh yeah,
that
big time.
style.
No, big
I'm
time.
walking here.
Yeah, like, and I don't know if I ever told you this. I was visiting there. I was at Extra Life at one point, and so I'm hanging out at his place, and then all of a sudden, like, a bunch of his family shows up, like a lot. So it's just like a bunch of Bobbies just around.
Really?
Yeah, just
so they're
women
all that way.
Bobbies. Yeah, just Yeah, they're all like yelling at each other. Oh, it was the best, dude.
Little Sean just sitting in the middle, just like,
just like popcorn. Just this is the best. I can't believe this is real. Yeah.
That's
Hands
funny.
are going everywhere. It was great, man. Because like I hang around like Italian families, but we have like, Canadian Italians. This is
very-
Jersey. This was
yeah, no, he's very
It's
Jersey. Yeah,
different.
I'm from Ohio, and my mom's family is my family resides from like Virginia. My dad's
Yeah.
family is from Appalachia, so
Yeah, I love
I'm
it up
way
there,
more
man.
like on the redneck,
Sure.
white trash, scale.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have said that.
I mean, just it is
I know
what
you-
it is.
Yeah,
Like,
fair.
I've told those stories in the past. Like I
Mhm.
have mule people in my family tree. Like it's crazy because like I've claimed to never be like Southern, right? Because
Right.
I always claim I'm from Ohio. Like that's where I
You found your place though.
right. So, but whenever I would mix up with family, boy, do I stick out like a sore thumb.
Oh yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, like
I'll
this
bet.
punk rock kid, like hoodies, cargo pants. I used to have like the Jinko jeans or like
Yeah.
the wallet with the wallet chain,
Oh,
of course,
Mhm.
corn shirt,
Oh.
just sea of like, MAGA country diehards. It's just like, oh God.
Like I need to. Well, you don't even. I don't know. I don't want to say anything to offend anybody, but you don't.
They don't
You just
listen.
stay who you are.
I mean,
saying,
I
like,
don't. Yeah, we don't. I don't really associate with them, so it's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, we're really hanging on to the hoodie lifestyle. I don't know. Like I think about that. It's like, will I
I
be
tell this-
55?
I tell this story all the time. All the time. I feel like have we talked about this already?
I don't think so. I mean, what's
I hope
for?
I'm not regurgitating it. This has been a frequent thing. I've talked to Dev. So I brought this up to my in-laws, like to their face recently.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I don't know what it is. Like I feel like I want to study. I need a smart person to explain this occurrence to me. My entire life growing up, I saw people age and they would mature
Right.
into old people, and they dressed and hung out and did things as old people do them, until I feel maybe incorrectly like somebody could be like, Donnie, you just have this wrong, but I feel like until our generation,
Right.
and we really are a generation of fucking kids.
Hanging
We're
on,
so childish.
Yeah.
And like we're all in our hoodies and we're all collecting video games and we're like 40 with
Yeah.
kids.
Yep.
And we are not doing anything that and like I watch these documentaries on Netflix and it's like a person that's relatively my age,
Mm-hmm.
some true crime documentary, and they sit down, and like every documentary starts the same, right? They sit down on this couch and it's like in a formal living room and they've got the vases with plants in them. And the
Yeah.
guy's got a jacket on and a button
Mhm.
up, and his wife's got the little pleated. And I'm like, so am I just trash, or like, where are these people? I don't know these people. I don't know them. I don't know
Even
of
people
them.
you work with, even the people at
No.
your work, like they're all
if they're in our age bracket,
they're
which
like us.
hard to define. But like,
Yeah.
if you're in that Gen X, early millennial phase,
Yeah.
if you know who Limp Bizkit is,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I feel like something happened.
Yep.
Something happened and we got locked.
We had a lot
got
of fun.
tapped.
We had great childhoods.
And I tell my wife, I'm like, it's gonna be so weird. And I told my mother and father-in-law over dinner, I told them this little, I don't even know, like this thought, this theory, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys are proper old. Like you're proper
Right.
old people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you've got the puffy vest and the flannel shirt. And
Yep.
you've got the little dress, like you look like proper old. And she was like, and my mother-in-law was like, this is not old people. Like when I was young, I saw old people. I was like, no, I get it. I was like, I know what you're talking about too. You're talking about the suspenders. I was like, I get it. You're not the old people you knew. I
Yeah.
was like, but what you're not hearing me is that if I live old enough to be in a nursing home, I'm going to be there in cargo shorts and a hoodie on. Like you
Yeah.
don't understand. Like
Yeah.
I don't think I'm adapting to the New Balance vest life.
Yeah.
What is that?
Maybe it's an interesting thing that you had that conversation with them, because maybe it's just every generation brings up their childhood in a certain way. And so it's like bringing up like, what you wore in the 20s, you just hold on
Maybe,
to
but they
that
don't-
a little
yeah,
while.
But they don't. they don't wear that. That's not how they dress when they're younger. I've seen them when they're younger.
They
Like
they
my
wore cool
kids don't
stuff.
dress like this. My kids dress like old people.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, so now I'm a little
Yeah,
thrown
my
off.
kids dress like old people. They've got the high-waisted like pants, jeans.
That
and
is
big,
strange.
big
Yeah,
glasses,
mom
sweaters.
jeans.
Like yeah, they dress like or my son. My son looks like he's out of 91.
That's
He's
so
got big
strange.
baggy jeans and band shirts on. Like you know,
This is where I sound really old because I remember when that was in. Like I have vivid memories of school days and everything, and I remember looking around, going, "Nobody knows how to dress." Like I remember thinking that, like, you all look ridiculous. Like I almost felt bad for people that like they had to wear these glasses. Like I thought that it was like a lack of choice. But it's like, no, that was what was in style, and that's what people wanted to look like. They wanted their hair to look like that. They wanted to wear their pants like this. Like, I remember looking around like, this looks stupid. And
This is
here it
very
is
funny
back
to me.
again.
This is very funny to me because what you just said is like the most Sean thing I've heard.
Yeah, little 6-year-old
It's like,
Sean,
it's like,
7-year-old
I know
Sean.
you. It's like, yeah, you were that guy, weren't you?
Yeah.
What a dork.
But it's all like, but it wasn't in a like a judgy way, because God knows I didn't look good either. Like we all, we had pants made out of cloth that we found in the back room at Fabricland. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have stuff.
Like I mean, I grew up like talking about a bunch. I grew up poor. So like that whole like grunge, like alt 90s thing, that really factored into me because I could look like that at Goodwill. I could look like that at Salvation Army. I just need like some old shit.
Yeah.
So like that worked. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like
It's always
almost-
about being comfortable for me. It's always
like
been
I'm heading
about,
into 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
40 feels old to be like
40
this.
Oh, damn.
To me.
Yeah.
But it's also like I'm not going to, like, I'm not going to stop.
It's the perfect time for you to realize, like, I don't care what people
Well,
think.
I mean, I don't. I'm more of like just analyzing the why.
100%.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, we drove somewhere a couple weeks ago, and we drove by a coffee shop my wife likes, and there was a bunch of what my daughter calls the Sunday dads on the patio.
Oh, yeah.
There was like a collection of 6 or 7 guys, and they had like their khakis and the polo or the vest and the hat and the nice, like, the jacket. I want to call it like a Columbia or North Face, like
Oh, yeah. It's a
professional
uniform.
leisure wear.
Yeah, it's a uniform. That's why I
And
don't
she's
like
like-
it so much.
She calls them like the dads. So like they all have
Mhm.
like this dad look. And we're talking about it in the car. We're joking about it. I'm like, I'll never look like that. Like I don't know what it is. Like there's like a thing
Yeah.
in me, and it's like never. Absolutely never. Like I'm internally raging against that machine. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
No.
100%. Because I don't know, man. Maybe we're doing the exact same thing of just like buying. I'll look. I'm very kind of like, I overthink that way too much. Where
I have no idea what Fabricland is.
I mean, it's exactly what
I know.
you think
No,
it is.
no, I know what it is. Like
it's a land of
just
fabric.
knowing Canada and sort, I know what it is. I get it.
We have a fabric land.
Of course you do.
There was a guy, and style is such an interesting thing. Everybody wants to look good, they want to feel good, and everything like that. I've always been like this since I said before. There's a guy walking down the street the other day, and I'm like, his hair is a certain way, his glasses are a certain way, his shoes, his pants are rolled up in that little like the with the cuff and everything. Like everything was like a certain way, and I'm like, I always wonder how you land on that. Like, is that how does that happen? How do any of us land on like what style we present? Like I wear a hat.
That'd be a
time.
question for Dev. Dev is very into that. He's more stylish. I'm the worst. I'm
But
the
Dev
least
is like,
stylish
I
person
feel like
know.
Dev is unique. Like I guess what I'm getting at is like when people sort of like adopt a uniform and just go like, I guess that's what I'm comfortable in wearing.
Oh, I
all
see.
day. Like I like there's I
I
guess
don't
that allows me to kind of clarify. I'm kind of like I have an averse reaction to just I'll look up a magazine cover and buy whatever that dude is wearing, and I guess that's what
Yeah.
looks cool and looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Versus more of like Dev is much more of, I would say, like more on like the expressive side. Like it just seems to match,
Definitely.
right?
He's got the shoes that match the cuff that match the belt.
Right.
Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah, you put it together. And more for
Yeah.
guys, I feel like, I don't know, women can kind of, they have their outfits and it just seems, I don't think about that with them. It's just like, well, that looks good. That
Well,
looks nice.
I think with women, I mean, style, there's a uniqueness. With a woman,
Right.
never wants to look like another woman.
Right.
They never want to
right.
wear the same dress. They never
Well,
want to
then
like.
there's-
You can't be in the same outfit.
Definitely
Whereas,
some
like,
trendy kind of things. But yeah, I see what you
with
mean.
societal things, like men are almost built in like assembly lines, like uniform. Like we have suits.
100%.
We all
Yep.
look the same.
Yeah, we
You
really
know,
do.
like we're all thought of the shirt and tie. We all look the same. You know, like
Yep.
yeah. No, you're right. Women do definitely adopt a trendy style. You may have like an accessory or something that they all do, but like
Yeah.
if two women showed up to the same place in the same outfit, it'd be a problem.
100%.
Where
Yeah.
society almost encourages men to show up to the same place in the same outfit.
Totally. Yeah.
You know, it's like don't be unique, don't stand out, like look exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because probably we'll screw it up. Really, like if we have any choice in the matter.
We are simpler creatures. I generally think that. I think that's
so
true.
too.
Without like blanket sexist statement, I think that's true.
Sure.
I think
Yeah.
I think for a lot of men, it's the simpler. Like, just tell me what to wear: blue, black, white. You know, like it's that. Okay, I got it.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know,
100%. Yeah, I wear a suit to work, and people are like, that's so fancy. I'm like, it's the easiest thing you could possibly wear.
I can't stand wearing
the pants
suits.
match the jacket, and you
Sure.
wear.
No, you're right there. But
that's
hate
all I'm
wearing
saying.
suits.
Like,
I hate wearing them. Deb loves a suit.
Yeah,
My wife loves when I wear my suit, and I'm just like, I feel miserable.
Well, and that's the thing. When I get home, I want it off. I'm back into this. I'm in pajama
Yeah.
pants and everything. I'm not like the most comfortable with it, but if I hate getting dressed for work. I'd love to just wear sweatpants into work. That would be great, but you can't. So I go to suit.
Tech Mike says, I'm so glad I don't have to wear a suit to work. I honestly, if my boss came in and was like, Monday through Thursday, we have to be in suits, I'd look for another job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's how like important. I'm like,
what do you wear to work? You wear like hoodies and stuff to work?
So I do wear hoodies. My new boss, we've cut down, like you can't wear your own hoodies. But we have agency sponsored hoodies.
Oh, I would kill for that. That would be great.
So we can wear those. But because we're public safety, I'm actually kind of fit in because we have to wear like a polo, or we do have dress shirts. I never wear them, but so we've got polos.
Yeah.
But you can wear the hoodie, and we have tactical pants, which are like fancy cargo pants.
Yeah.
And they're loose and they're baggy. So generally the look is like the logos and stuff may change, but generally the look is the same for me.
Yeah.
I kind of go from video game to professional, but like the same pieces of clothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it works.
I like that. Nice, man. Well, it's good to see you, man.
It is. The thing I didn't mention about the coffee real quick before I forget is we have a new person at work who we just hired. And last week we had to work all night and day. And he came with a mocha pot and a milk frother.
Yeah.
And I told him the story I just told you. And this is what I was telling you about, like the backdoor way of finding this out. He's Cuban. And he goes, you make traditional Cuban coffee.
Cool. Nice.
And I was like, what? He goes, yeah. He's like that Americano, like the espresso with the milk foam. He's like, that's just how we drink coffee in Cuba.
Oh, I love that.
I was like, no shit. Like here I am just doing it on my own because I like it. And he's like, no, that's a whole thing.
You should try. I think it's Vietnamese coffee. I want to make sure I maybe give it a quick Google. It's really like a treat, is what I'm thinking of. It's like with an ice cream almost. Yeah, like it goes into like there's like a cream at the bottom. There's like a little pot that sits on top, and you pour the water down, and it falls into the cup.
I see it.
The cup's got like this cream. It's almost like it's meant. Yeah, I think it's like an ice cream. Vietnamese iced coffee is a traditional. Yeah, Vietnamese iced coffee. Traditional Vietnamese coffee recipe. Roasting between medium and dark. Drink is made by passing hot water through the grounds into a cup that already contains condensed milk. To serve to drink cold, ice is added to the cup. Delicious, absolutely spectacular. So if you want to treat yourself a little bit,
nice,
go seek it out. I might say I'm saying it out loud, so when I listen back to this, I'm like, I gotta go get myself some Vietnamese coffee.
Yeah, for sure.
Iced coffee.
But it is good to talk to you. We've been trying to do this for some time now, and it just hasn't really lined up.
We didn't even know if sometimes it'd be like that.
We didn't even know if today would line up. Like it was.
I know. Isn't that weird?
I thought I was going to be working all weekend, and because we have the national championship game in, but we also have another like snow threat coming.
Sweet.
So the boss was like, "Hey, we're going to have to work a lot this week." He's like, "So we're not going to do this weekend." He's like, "Just like monitor from home. Everybody just stay in tune. If something happens, you're there." But so yeah, I had time to podcast, so I was just like, "Sean, like I'm free this weekend."
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it's working these days, you know. And that's fine. It's all right. I'm glad we lined it up, dude, because I was talking about the Xbox Drive last time, like because I was announcing, at the end. Sweet Hang's coming this weekend. Enjoy on Patreon, etc. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm going to talk to Donnie, and then it kind of hit me just like as I was saying. I'm like, holy shit, Donnie and I have plenty to discuss.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, even just recently, honestly, like even just if we wanted to talk about this week, I'm playing Half-Life 2 and Nintendo
Half-Life.
Switch 2.
I was gonna, how's the Ally?
What? Oh, and the Ally. Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk about the Ally.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
'Cause we did, but not. It was just private, not on stream. You caught me in the midst when I was down bad on my N64 run, and just like losing my house because I'm buying these N64 games from Japan.
Yes. Well, Half-Life really has taken the attention, and it's funny because Mitch Power on the Xbox Drive, he's like, I think I'm going to join you. I think I'm going to play Half-Life 2 on. He's got a Legion. Is it a Legion Go? Is that what it's called? With the snap-off Joy-Con things. And I had a reaction to him saying that. I'm like, oh man, you got to play it on PC. And then as I was really, because I'm thinking keyboard and mouse, and as I'm saying that, I'm like, oh, I played this with a controller on the 360. Yeah, you could totally play this on a handheld, on a portable. I'm sure it would be fine. You'd have to probably add on that aim assist or whatever makes playing with the controller.
In the days that I had a 360, I don't think I was ever aware that Half-Life was available on the system.
It was because it was buried because Portal took all the attention on the.
I'm aware of Portal.
Orange box. Exactly.
I was aware
and it was
of
right there beside it.
And I played it. It was like, like it got all this Game of the Year stuff. And I honestly, at the time, I played it and I was like, I'm too dumb for this game.
So am I. Oh man, I can't do it. I've never beaten it, Portal 1 or 2, not by myself. I played co-op, I think, with Chelsea way back in the day.
I've never tried it again. I should maybe try it.
Dude, I don't want to be reminded how stupid I am.
I'm
not smarter.
That was my. I think game-wise, I do think I can tackle games today that I probably couldn't then. I was much simpler
that's true.
Gamer than.
Yep, I feel similarly. Mostly in like the role-playing area because I didn't grow up playing role-playing games. I think
I would have struggled with Half-Life 2 then. Like I'm playing it now, kind of with that impression. I'm like, how did people do this? Like
right?
Because it's like it's weird because I'm like, I'm playing it today, trying to think about how it was like then.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that
I'm still
translates.
here. I don't know when my camera's doing that, but I'm still here.
That's cool.
That's super fun. I love that.
It's happened to me on several occasions.
Okay, we can keep chatting. I'll try to figure it out.
I don't know how much that translates. Like how much my experience today, how much the game today is like the game that was.
Yeah.
But like I'm applying this stuff as I see it today, and I'm like, man, if you put me in like 2008 with this, it's like that sounds like it just seems like a lot. Like the enemies, the AI is advanced compared to shooters of the day, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's frantic. Like I was getting shot from behind, and I'm like, where are they shooting me from? And this damn, like these turrets and this fucking helicopter. I'm like, I was messaging Jason while playing it, and I'm like, how did you do this on mouse and keyboard? Like, how did you do this? Hitting A, B, and F and G buttons and stuff. But I get, I guess, like they would probably, other people would think the same thing using a controller.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm glad you're playing it.
Donnie, give me 30 seconds. I'm gonna hit refresh on this because my camera works in literally every other program, and you can vamp for a second. I'm sure it'll bring me back.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, bounce. So Half-Life. It's crazy how long it took me to find the game, I guess, because I've heard about it for a long time. Like I said, I've been aware of the memes, like I'm aware of it, but I never played it until 2024. I played Half-Life, and then 2025 I played Half-Life 2, and I'm like, holy crap. And it put so much like retrofitted perspective on how I see other games.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm playing these games and I'm like, oh man, Turok's amazing. I'm like, but is it though? Because like Half-Life was fucking amazing.
I was saying it on the Xbox Drive last night.
I know.
We've lost our way, man. Just like they figured it out. That's how you do it. That's how you make it.
I was playing 007 when Half-Life was out and just had no idea, just like with my head in the sand.
What a time. But I mean, that's still pretty good. And I miss that, especially the mission structure of GoldenEye 007. I really enjoy that.
That loop is very fun.
Yeah, the separate missions, and then the difficulty settings unlocks different objectives.
64 did a really good job some games, but I think of 64 as like that platform. 64, a lot of the games on 64 really made it a lot of fun to replay things,
Yes,
to replay
exactly.
levels.
Yes.
Like Mario 64. It's like, here's a level.
And
Here's
again,
a level with another objective and another one and it gives that replayability that leads to like
where
that
is
speed
that?
run.
Yeah.
And GoldenEye does it. It's like you play, okay, you beat the story, you're just getting started.
Totally.
Now do it in 2 minutes. And now do it with just now, you know.
And unlocks the cheat codes too. Like that.
Yes.
Yeah, because you actually had two. You had the difficulty settings as you went up to like agent to double agent or whatever.
Yeah.
Made the levels longer and the enemies more difficult, but also you had to like make sure that you go through the level without setting off the alarm in the dam, or you had to disable all the cameras or all these different things before you actually get to the end. I think on the silo mission, like you had to set certain number of like the C4 that you have to throw it up on the wall and destroy everything. Oh, the silo is one of my favorite single missions in a video game, period.
It's crazy that like they made it was like, we have a short game, but we're going to extend it by giving you these things to do.
100%. Yeah.
It was super fun. And it's like that design does seem to be gone. And it's like all been replaced with like rogues.
Yeah.
It's like now every time you start, it's new.
Like,
I kind of wish it was the same.
Yeah.
Like give me another reason to start it, but leave it the same.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now it has to be actually bigger instead of just like sort of like faking it. You know, because there's so many limitations, and they got really nice and creative with the design.
It was fun.
But dude, Half-Life,
it's like it was fun with it. They got fun with it.
I played it so long ago, Half-Life 2, and I've played the first one way more. I'm way more familiar with the first one, and so I'm playing through the second one, and I don't remember a whole heck of a lot of it actually. So in a lot of ways, it feels like I'm playing it for the first time, and I'm just like, how is it this good?
The anniversary update. I didn't play it last year, so I don't even know how different it is today than last year. But like, all I know is that like they came out the documentary and they said they had the update, they rolled it all together. So that's my only experience.
It's so nice,
but it looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
Like visually, it's great. Like
it's got
every
full
bit of modern,
ultra wide screen support. Like
looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I played Half-Life 1 and I was like, this is really cool. Like the sci-fi experience, like I get it.
Yep.
But there were times with Half-Life 1 where I was like, okay, I really need to get beyond like this section of the game. You know,
yeah, that game
wasn't like blowing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Half-Life 2 legit blew my mind. I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah,
the story's incredible. I love the places that we go. I love the story that it's telling. The bridge, it's so memorable. Ravenholm,
I just got through it.
Oh my god! I was like, again, how did I not know?
One of the best scenarios, levels, whatever you want to call it, in a video game. That is, I vamped about on the Xbox Drive, but like Father Grigori, he just, oh brother, over here, and he throws you a shotgun, and you're setting off all the traps and everything. It's great.
Yeah, I feel like I've missed it. I was telling Dev, it made me feel like I had an immature opinion, like an immature, like a naive palate almost. It's like, how have I missed this essential reading all of this time?
It really is. It should be kind of considered in some of that. It's always going to be a subjective list about like what's required gaming.
Yeah, this is,
it's one of them for sure.
Yeah,
I can't remember if you had mentioned this. I wanted to talk to you about this. I was sitting down. I wanted to organize some thoughts before the Xbox Drive, and the first note that I wrote down was like, this is kind of like BioShock, actually.
Sure.
In the way that it's presenting its story and the way you interact with the characters.
It's BioShocky. It's Left 4 Dead-ish.
For sure.
There's not a whole lot of shooters that I really think of that have the mix of platforming that both Half-Life 1 and 2 have.
Right. Yeah.
The traversal is actually very, like, it almost sits itself apart. Maybe I'm missing something. Like later Doom, maybe? Doom Eternal for sure. Like Doom Eternal feels very Half-Life.
Yep. You're fast. You're just super fast.
Yeah. It's platforming and puzzle solving. I mean, I obviously now that I've played them, I still haven't watched the Half-Life 2 documentary, but I watched the Half-Life 1, so I get the gist. They were proving engine technology and stuff with this game. It was almost a demonstration. It was like their Wii Sports, which is mind blowing.
Yes.
That's how they look at it, but like that's how they all seem to see it. And their physics are next level. Their reaction, their animations are next level. They're in a lot of ways, they're still kind of next level today.
Agreed.
Like in Half-Life 2, the characters' facial expressions, their eyes, they blink, they
Their
move.
mouths actually sync up.
Their pupils move. They look at you. They move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think of like Mass Effect, and I'm like, how have you not figured this out? Like they did this however long ago. Like,
Yeah, something got lost.
Like, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It almost taints all of my other experiences with games since then. It's like,
Yeah,
damn, we still haven't found Half-Life 2 levels with these other things yet.
I'm telling you, it's so funny you mentioned that about the engines because there maybe about a year ago, I can't remember. You and I were talking about like id Tech Quake engine and then Unreal Engine and stuff. And I wanted that like that engine race to come back, and it's because of that. Because like when it's that they're trying to prove or develop an engine, and they make their flagship game for that engine. And Half-Life was definitely it. It was the Source engine, which was like this heavily modded Quake engine, and even Quake itself was the flagship for that engine, and Unreal Tournament and all that stuff over at Epic. Like, I want that. And I guess like maybe Sony is closest to this with the Decima engine. I'm not sure.
Not even all their folks use it though.
Right. Well, and and now like these, you know, developing your own engine has like a nastiness to it. It has a stigma to it that it's bad because the Unreal Engine and some more sort of
is that a thing? I don't know that to be a thing. Is that a thing?
Well, like so when I say that, I think about like things like Frostbite. So
yeah, people. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about Frostbite because I was thinking like there are like when I think of people that have proprietary engines, that wasn't the first thing I thought of. You're right. Frostbite does have its detractors,
but there's probably 3 or 4 good examples. Like Decima.
I was thinking I was thinking Anvil. I was thinking of id Tech.
Yeah.
Snowdrop.
Snowdrop is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, when I see those, I'm like, those are good. Like I like those logos. But you're right. Like some of them do have like their own personas. I guess their own like the Halo. The Halo engine was kind of getting dragged through the mud. Yeah, like Slipstream was getting dragged through the mud for years.
Yeah, like developing your own engine is no joke. I guess that's
it's not easy.
It's like
definitely not. And it holds back development, and it restricts talent.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was honestly, I was like, this is just gotta be, I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word. Just like a proclamation of how bad things are. You remember when Forge came to Halo Infinite?
Yep.
And there was a developer that left 343 and he was like, Forge has better tools than we did trying to make the game.
Can you imagine?
And I was like,
a game?
That's impossible to believe. If true, that should be all the evidence you need to change everything.
100%.
But that can't possibly be it.
Well, and that's so, man, that I almost forgot to have a reaction to Halo switching over to the Unreal Engine because I feel strongly about this engine stuff. And, you know, Microsoft or Xbox purchases Bethesda. They buy id. They have id Tech.
They buy id Tech.
And I guess I just can't.
It's an incredible engine.
Totally. And I guess I can't imagine Halo in that engine, but I'm not a smart person on that regard.
Can you imagine it in UE5?
I can, and I don't know why that is.
You'll know I wonder if you'll notice a difference.
Yeah,
like,
I think
will Halo fans be like, this doesn't feel the same?
It probably will feel different. I imagine it probably would. But would id Tech make it feel more similar? I don't know. Yeah,
could it be a good thing?
I want to explore this a little bit.
Because
why do I think just it would be better for Unreal?
So for example, this is not a 1-to-1 because it's a first-person shooter, but I am playing Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
Oh yeah.
By all accounts, you know, people are going to call it HD, and there's been a lot said about what it isn't, right, as far as a remaster. But by all accounts, this is a full-blown remake.
Oh, okay.
The developer that's making it, I forgot their name already. It's like a second-party indie label, right?
Yeah.
They remaking the game in Unity.
Oh, okay.
So they've taken the assets and they've remade, like, so that's a full-blown remake. It's a remake. Now, I know most people, to the customer, they're like, that's not what remake meant. I get it. But on a development level, they've literally rebuilt the entire thing.
Yeah,
like
that's
asset
crazy.
by asset.
Unity, that's wild to me.
It's a Unity game.
Wow.
And I was playing it because I knew that I'm playing it, and I'm like, how different does this feel? And to be honest with you, I can't tell.
Yeah, so you can make it work.
Yeah, I'm like, this is Donkey Kong. This is Donkey Kong Country Returns. I've played this game before.
Interesting. And if that can happen on Unity, and I don't know what it was made on to begin with. I don't know how they made.
Is,
That's the thing. You don't really know too much about
John
how
32 asks,
Nintendo
is
games
it
are
on
made.
Xbox? I think he's asking, is Half-Life on Xbox?
Yeah, that
play
was a while
Half-Life
ago,
on-
I think.
On Xbox?
Half-Life 2? Well,
Because it
through
back
the
compat?
orange box, but so
Is
I
the
don't
orange
know.
box back combat?
I don't know.
Forever Entertainment. Thank you, Ryan. That's right. It's Forever Entertainment. They're the ones that redid Donkey Kong Country. And they remade it. They remade it in Unity. Well, in Indie Engine, you know.
Hell
At least
yeah.
what
I
we,
mean,
a
so
very
it's-
popular engine with indies. I mean, anybody could use it. But
So Nintendo
Indie.
spent $17.25 to remake that. They have an indie studio making it in Unity. They spent under $100 and selling it at $60 each. Good for them. Hey man.
Ryan says orange boxes. Who's Ryan? Just joined the show. like you hear cleaning up all. He's just cleaning up the net. He's
I love it.
Taking out the trash. Thank
Hey
you.
man, he was great on the show last time.
So
That was good.
there you go, John. You can play Half-Life at least 1 on your Xbox via back compat.
Yeah. Well, and that's so it's so funny. I need to look more into what this anniversary edition, this enhancement that you talked about. I didn't even realize that was happening on Steam. That Half-Life
Yeah.
2 has been updated.
I think it
recently.
has.
It makes sense because
I know
I'm
for a
playing it.
fact they wrapped all of it together. So like the episodes are now included
Yes. Yep.
in one launcher.
Yep.
Jason was asking me, he's like, "You're gonna play the episodes," and I was going to, and I still am. But once I finished this game, Half-Life 2 was a lot longer than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I didn't expect it to be as meaty a game as it was.
Mm-hmm.
So when I finished, I was like, I need a minute. You know, like I need a break. Like I loved it. I need a break, and then I'll come back for the episodes. I think there's some hesitation to start the episodes because I know you don't finish them, right? Like there's no ending. Like,
Yeah,
like-
but the ending that you do get is still like you should have that memory.
okay. Well, that's what I need to know.
Yeah, there's
Because
like
I'm like the idea that it just kind of splits in the middle. It's like, do I want to do that?
you
know?
do. I think you do. Well, so you're in the lore now. Like you're deep dive into the the rumors and everything like that. Like I feel like this just completes the set for you in this weird way. Like being incomplete completes it for you.
Okay.
It just like puts the rest of the outfit on.
You're
for-
right there
for
on
you
the
to just
starting line
fit-
with everyone else.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah, you
Got
need
it.
to know what the rest of us are feeling, and it'll hit because you're enjoying the ride so far.
I mean,
yeah, that'll be good. I
The-
want to see that.
the biggest part of it for me is that
And then to watch
Half-Life-
how impatient you're gonna be. You're 21 years later. You're 20, and you're like, oh come on,
Johnny
bring
come
us-
Johnny come lately. Get this shit together.
Exactly. Like, where did this guy come from? We've been here.
He's super loud.
I want it. I want it so bad.
The thing that really resonates with me is how much Half-Life is like my kind of shit though.
Mhm.
Like not only did I miss it, but like it's squarely like feels like right in my wheelhouse. And I
Big
think
time.
the listeners that have listened to me a long time would understand that.
Yeah.
This big it honestly it's this war of the worlds, it's the destruction and the city and like this like big corpo government. I'm like, oh man, but I love this though. I love
Yeah,
all
man.
of this.
Yep.
Like I want that lore, like that final leg, that final third where the
Mhm.
building's in ruins and you're tunneling through and the rubble and shit. I was like, I've always wanted this game. Like it's been here the whole time.
I know it really does. When you talk about it like that, and you look at other games, you go like, "What are they? What are they?
What are they
wrong?
doing?
What are
Why
they
have we not done
doing?"
this? Yeah.
And they completely nailed it. The pacing of it is one thing that I just noticed. I was playing before I got up a little earlier, so I could sneak in some Half-Life time before our show this morning. So I was playing, and I was at a part where you're riding around on this buggy with the gun attached to it.
Sure.
And you're riding around like the coast, and I'm like, man, I've been doing this for a little while. Like I'm kind of done. And as I thought that, instantly, friendly dude shows up, goes, Freeman, over here. We're gonna go do
get off.
something else.
Yeah.
It's time to go do something else. I'm like, they nailed it. It was exactly at that moment where I'm like, this has been enough. I'm good. I don't want to be on this buggy anymore. And they just, I don't know. That's just a bit of a fluke.
My
And maybe,
dumbass. I
What?
drove into that tunnel with all the cars.
oh yeah, yes,
And
yep.
the first time I did it, because I'm my dumbass, I was like, oh, I guess this is where you get off.
Yeah.
So I just got
Just
off the
keep
thing
walking.
and I just started walking out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And then I just started walking to the end of the beat and I was like, okay, clearly I've messed up. Like I need that car.
Mm-hmm.
I must have had to move those cars.
Well, and even
so I had to
though
walk all the way
yes,
back to get the car.
you've been spending the whole time playing with the physics. They give you this gravity gun. You can blast things around. You can move things at your will.
I didn't even think about it at the moment. I was like,
exactly,
because it just feels like video game. It's like blah,
dead end.
Yeah, I was like, this is where you get off the car.
That's a great example because it's so unique. That's what makes Half-Life so unique. Is like it does something that in any other game is a roadblock, and it's like no, all these objects are movable.
You have the tools, move the
totally.
cars. I got the buggy. Like we could move crates and stuff, but I was like, but the cars,
vehicles,
like
man.
I can
Flip them over. Yep. Yeah, there's one part where you got to complete like an electrical circuit by grabbing some car batteries and putting them on a table and stuff like that. And it's like, okay,
dude,
well, where are we gonna find these?
Like, Breath of the Wild did that, and I was like, this is the most inventive video game thing I've ever seen.
It's like, yeah, 21 years ago on a Pentium computer, dude.
That's the thing. I'm like, play Half-Life, and I'm like, oh, this changes everything.
Yeah. And for anybody who's played it, like they'll probably enjoy the geeking out about it. But for anybody who hasn't played Half-Life, like I'm not even sorry, man. It's one of the best gaming experiences I've had in a long time, and I've played the game already. I can't wait to be done work. I can't wait to wake up and maybe sneak in 20 minutes here and there. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm playing with headphones, which I never would have done that on the 360. So you're running around, and I love the shotgun. It's one of my favorite guns. The Half-Life shotgun is one of my favorite guns in video games.
Yeah,
the double shot. You right click on the mouse or you hit whatever button on the controller. It's a double. You do two shotgun blasts in one. It's and just like this, the sound and the impact it makes on the enemies you're fighting. And then when you reload,
those ragdoll physics, like when they go.
Oh man! I have a picture I took of one of the soldiers died in like this hilarious way. He's kind of got like his leg bent back and kind of goes under his butt, and he's kind of like it's almost like a sensual pose, the way he landed. I just love it. He's got blood on the ground and everything. Yeah, he's just like his little boudoir photo, but he's dead.
I love the gravity gun when you could like just grab in there, like their limbs are just kind of
my gosh.
You just start yeeting people. You're just like,
yes. And the gravity gun, like, and it makes sense. I love like grabbing just a barrel and like flinging it at a dude and you just like crush them against the wall. I've been playing a lot with like the Magnum, which is a really good, again, great sound effect.
I use that a lot.
It's basically like you can use it almost like a sniper just because it's so pixel accurate. So there's a guy off in the distance up on a tower somewhere. I'm like, I think I can get that guy from here. And I get him with my Magnum and dude just like flies off this tower. Yeah. Oh, it's so great. What they did it already. Just let Gabe make more. Gabe Newell.
What are you doing?
Do that.
And I saw the quotes out of the documentary that, he had like these quotes. He was like, well, we just don't like have anything to like, we don't have anything we want to use Half-Life to prove. Like we don't have a no, it's like, who gives a fuck?
I know,
just
but
make the game.
I do respect that though. Cause that's why it's so special. It's just the importance of it is
just finish the game.
I know.
Just make the game.
You need to finish. You need to get to
the game. Just make the game.
Get up to the line with the rest of us.
You know what?
Donnie.
You don't have to. Not everything has to be a tech demo. Just make the game. Just finish the game. We'll have a product.
Yeah, that's how you end up with Call of Duty every year.
I say they walk out, Steam Deck, Steam console, play Half-Life today on your console, on your PC, on your Steam Deck, and they use it not as a tech demo, but more as a marketing ploy to be like, this is the Steam ecosystem, and it's everywhere and anywhere, and as much or as little as you want it to be. And Half-Life 3 is out today.
That is the craziest thing. Is it could have been that, like, if they were interested in having some sort of ecosystem. Half-Life is so good, it could have been a system seller in that way.
They're making a console.
Yeah,
there's a TV box coming.
Yeah, well, there's an opening. Somebody's leaving.
I'm excited to see I'm excited to see what it is. Is it like a little box that you can use to like stream?
Yeah.
Or is it like a big box that you can do stuff on?
I'm ready. I think people are ready for something new. And maybe the Switch announcement maybe is where I get some of that. Like people are kind of like, okay, so what's next? Like Xbox and PlayStation?
Yeah. We've been doing this. It's like we're like 5 years now. Like we've done these consoles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And handhelds are kind of that in a way. Like they're unique enough that it's scratching that newness itch for people.
Not according to some of the journos out there. Like there's several comments like, I can't believe we're doing the same thing over and over again. It's like, have you seen the video game industry?
I
There
know.
is fucking VR and handhelds, and somebody made like a 14-inch handheld at SIA. It's fucking massive.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah. Who
looks
the heck
like
was
a
that?
damn seat or
Was
something.
that
It's
Acer?
huge. It's the
Yeah. Yeah.
Nitro.
Yeah. I
It's
saw that.
massive.
It's
It looks like you
ridiculous.
could eat a meal off of it. Like you could put a plate on
It's
it.
like a dinner,
It's
like a dinner
giant.
tray.
And they're like, well, I guess everything's the same. Like, get the fuck out of here with
Yeah,
that
it's so
nonsense.
true.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like that's jumping the gun. And I want to clarify too, because anybody who's going to hear me say what I'm about to say, and then also listen to the Nintendo Drive, where Seth and I were pretty down on the announcement. I just want to make clear, I was down on the announcement. I'm not down on the Switch 2 and what it is or anything like that. Like, I'm pumped for the Switch 2 and the games that are going to come for it. Like, I want that. I just thought that the announcement was kind of lame. And I was like, here it is.
Really?
Yeah, I thought so. Yep.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. Let me process this for a minute.
It was just hard because it's just hardware. This is what it looks like, and like that's to me in the end, at the end of the day, that'll be the least interesting thing about the Switch 2
100%.
is
Yeah,
the
no, I
name
get
and
it.
that it's black and that's what the
I
controllers look like.
I was like whelmed. I wouldn't go as far as I wouldn't be as derogatory. It's like I understand, like I don't think I would call it like a disappointment or lame. Like I wouldn't be that harsh, because it is just kind of is what it is. Like I was like I'm whelmed. Like I'm happy
Yeah.
that it happened.
Totally. Mhm.
I think as like a little teaser, like I think it's fine. I do think if we hadn't seen all the leaks that we'd seen, and not even just seen them, but for as long as we have seen them,
Right.
I think there's a little like, yeah, we knew that to it.
Yeah.
But it's not the commercial that we got for the Switch. And
Mhm.
that's what I think I was anticipating. I think that's what most people were probably anticipating.
Yes.
Was
Like
a
a-
lifestyle
mhm.
trailer. Like I wanted to see people use it and hold it. And I
100%.
think that's coming in April, right? So like it's hard to, I don't know. I don't want to say it's hard to judge them because we can judge them over anything. It's not the same, right?
This
It's
is just
different.
a for now feeling. Like this is like how I'm like.
It had a sense, and I don't think this is true, but I just generally what they showed and how they showed it, given all the context, there is an air of like we have to show them something. It's almost like they didn't want to do this as early as like they're almost being like pressured to do. It's like they really I get the sense that like they really want to drag this out, and they're not in a hurry to disrupt things.
100%.
But
Yeah.
because everything is leaking, because they're trying to make it, it's like we have to do something. So let's give
Yeah.
them something until we actually want to come back with more.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that's true because that just feels very non-Nintendo. Nintendo does what they want at their own pace.
Yep.
So I think this is what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, and Seth, I think, brought up like investors, I guess, and maybe like it seemed like they were placating to something. Like,
That might be very true.
Yeah. So and maybe that combined, like maybe they would have delayed it another month or two. I don't know.
I think something like that might be very possible.
In the long run, it's not gonna matter. What I am disappointed in, maybe this is where we get into like commenting on the overall conversation of the industry, is like people making judgments on Nintendo and the Switch 2 based on that. Like I'm not there, not
That's
even close.
crazy.
That is absolutely
It's crazy. Like
and
you
that's how we
saw-
get into nonsensical Wii U stuff. Like I don't understand what this is. Like that's
You
so
saw a
stupid.
glimpse of a Joy-Con played it, without any hands-on, without any feedback at all, and
Yes.
you're making a judgment. Like
They're
that's
making this
insane.
statement on the state of the industry. And it's like
And
I'm
either
sorry,
way,
you can't, you're not
positive
allowed
or
to do
negative.
that.
That's great.
Totally. Yeah, positive or negative, 100%. You haven't seen anything. And so like I don't know. I like when I see that, I'm like, I'm taking notes. It's just another notch against this outlet. It's just another notch against this writer or creator. Like,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. It,
There's
like
so
really,
much of it.
yeah,
It's out there, and I mean that is very it's just very clicky.
Mm-hmm.
People respond, they're like, you got to get your headlines, got to get your clicks, and a lot of times I dismiss those opinions
Yeah,
because it's just like an easy thing to say about things you don't like.
yeah.
But in this circumstance, I'm like, no, that actually is kind of probably it. That's the 100%. Feels like that's just exactly that.
Totally. Because yeah. Well, these people are so reactive. They don't even realize what they're doing.
I mean,
so.
we've been through it. We've seen it over and over again.
Mhm.
Like it's the I can't believe Nintendo's doing the safe thing. And I talked about this on Shaq. It's easy to lop like all of these people together and realize that like the people that were tweeting things in 2014 aren't the people that are tweeting those same things in 2025
Yeah.
at those same outlets. But in some situations they are.
Yeah.
And so when I say all of them, I don't necessarily mean all of them, but I am meaning the same ones that I know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Altanos, the IGN crews, the VGC crews, Christopher Dring, who's now at VGC, who was at. These are the same personalities.
Yep.
These are the same people that hated the Wii U because it was different, and
Right.
didn't like that it had a unique flair. That's, you know, they called it unnecessary, and developers have to program for that, and why are they making them do that? Why aren't they doing what the other two are doing? And you know, they're comparing the RAM and the teraflops, and they wanted everything to be uniform, and to now suddenly shift and be like, I can't believe they're just doing this and not doing anything innovative, or like, again, without even seeing software. You know, like the Switch, there's an elegance to the Switch. They absolutely nailed, you know, like that dock pick up and go part of
100%. I think it's still better than anything else out there.
It is, but it's NVIDIA's technology. The Shield did it. You know, so how much you give that credit to them or Nintendo? Like, they consumerized NVIDIA's idea.
Yeah.
But the innovation, like what they did with Labo or with Mario Kart Live or with Ring Fit Adventure, you know, that's all software stuff.
Yep.
And it's like they could do any of those things. And you're like, I can't believe it's the exact same thing. And it's just probably because these are the same people that for years, I think, fear-mongered people into telling them that Nintendo wouldn't do this. You know, they were like, we just want a better Switch. And we know Nintendo's going to screw it up because they always do. And they're going to give us some dual screen, some home console, some Virtual Boy, some Wii U nonsense. And all we want is a bigger, better Switch. And Nintendo shows up, bigger, better Switch. And it's just, like, it's just, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
I want to go cross-eyed, get a nosebleed, and throw up all at the same time, considering all those factors that you just threw at me. I hate it. I hate all of that. It's because it's an impossible situation.
It is.
And I mean, like, maybe part of it is, maybe this is where Nintendo goes, is this the beat that we needed to have? The joy that comes, for me, the joy that comes out of this trailer, this teaser, whatever you want to call it, is in the frame by frame of the Mario Kart that they showed us. Like, that's easily the best part. And I mean, we can discuss whether or not it should have been Mario Kart or maybe a different game. I don't know how heavily I lean into it shouldn't have been Mario Kart. I love the frame by frame stuff. And in the moment, I have to admit, I didn't catch most of it. In fact, I spent most of watching it live, and it's pretty quick when you watch it for the first time.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot there.
Right. And so I'm like, I spent a good portion going, is this the other Mario Kart? Surely it can't be the other Mario Kart.
I don't recognize this course when I first saw it.
Totally. Yeah. So did I. And
that just looks like Mario Kart.
And so that kind of secured, it further cemented my kind of
this
is okay.
It wasn't like a
reaction.
Let's impress you why you need a new console.
Totally.
But
it's
also
have Mario Kart.
That's not Nintendo's thing. And everybody says that. Everybody tweets. That's not what Nintendo does. That's not how Nintendo works. This isn't. And then when Nintendo announces something, and we hold them all to those same standards.
Well, depends on what you mean by that. Like you're not looking for blazing graphics. That's not what
Nintendo's not going to come out and be like, you know, like, here's a game that couldn't possibly. They launched the Switch with the Wii U game. You know, like, that's not their MO. It's not what they do.
No,
it's not their thing to really, like, they're not going to. It's like the opposite of the Half-Life 2 thing. They're not going to be like, you know, here's like that whole bleeding tech. How many RAMs? How many flops? How many? Like, that's not their thing. That's not what they do.
It's in the element of surprise. So you're right. They launched it with Breath of the Wild, which was also on the Wii U. But in that Karen on rooftop commercial, they surprised all of us where it's like, that's Skyrim. That's NBA 2K. So they did have that element of that's not supposed to be here. Like
I do think we're going to have those. Like,
I think we will too.
I think we're going to have a lot of those, actually.
Well, yeah, I think so too. Totally agree.
Good point. It's very funny because Digital Foundry's pouring over it. I'm seeing those reactions, and people are like, I can't believe this is it. It's just this Mario Kart. It looks like the last Mario Kart. And it's like, yeah, guess what? because it's
but
Mario Kart. Like it
this
just
is where we
Mario
agree.
Kart.
I'm not pixel counting on the Switch.
Yeah,
I
who gives a
refuse.
shit?
I
It's Mario Kart.
absolutely no. I'm looking at Donkey Kong's arms and his face,
Yeah,
and he
new Donkey
rules.
Kong.
Donkey
Yeah.
Kong is somebody I can't remember who it was. I wish I could remember the mentioned. Maybe it's Donkey Kong Jr. And it's like, dude, like yes, give me
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
right. I don't know.
I haven't poured into it yet. Rebecca, her Good Vibes Games friends, they have like an hour breakdown of just the Mario Kart footage.
It's worth it, man, to check some of those things
I
out.
shared it, but I haven't had a chance to really dive into it yet. All I know is that there's seemingly 24 people.
That's it.
The tracks are massive.
Yes.
I'm interested in knowing like how do we fill out that roster. But
Yep.
The Shack Crew told me that they're already. I didn't think there was 24 characters in Mario Kart 8, but the Shack Crew tells me that there is. Yeah, I didn't think that.
Well, not at the beginning, but like they just kept adding people. Like go play Mario Kart 8 for Wii U and do the startup screen. It's hilarious, man. It looks like there's nothing there. Like, did you guys finish?
Yeah, because when I think of that screen, I think of like in my head, I'm imagining like 4 or 5 rows of 4 or 5 characters. Like I'm thinking like I see Mario, Donkey Kong, and Luigi.
Oh no, there's tons. I mean, a lot of them are different colors.
And I know there's like Splat Kids, and I know like Link got in there at one point.
Yeah,
and there's like gold versions and pink versions of the same characters. Like alts.
Yeah.
Alts
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 8 Yoshis?
Yeah,
9 Yoshis.
That's too many.
Yeah, I mean, like how many Marios are there? There's Tanuki Mario, regular Mario. There's Baby Mario.
Tanuki Mario. Yeah, that's it. You're right. Yeah. So that was kind of where my head went. But like to be honest with you, because they showed so little, I didn't really think to. I was like, I'll wait. Like I want. It felt very protective. Like they're hiding. Like they what they showed is very specific to like not give it away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm positive. You can mark this down. Positive. There's a more. There's a whole lot more to Mario Kart than that leads on. And
I think there's a lot there. Like I think when you watch some of those, I think and I don't know, maybe those things that you mentioned aren't really like blowing your hair back, but like for me, 24 people, racers on a track, that is enough. That's it. That they can just do everything else the same. Just give me 24 people on track. That sounds insane, especially for multiplayer. Insane.
Well, I think of like battle modes.
Oh,
you could have like a Mario Kart Battle Royale.
Yeah.
If you think of Mario Kart 99 or something, Last Man Standing, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I said, it proves my point where I got most excited about those little glimpses, those little freeze frames of Mario Kart. I'm like, that proves the point that it's about the games for me. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. I do want it to play the next generation of Nintendo games. That's all I want. I'm not looking for it to. I have my 4K stuff. I have 100%.
I have my PC for games like that.
Totally. Yep. So we're being too reasonable though, I think.
I'm excited. I'm hyped. Like I was definitely living it. I was enjoying it. I was like, it was part of it is just confirmation that it's real. Like we are officially on the road now. We're on the road to WrestleMania. It's like,
no, I need
this. Is excited. Let's go. Let's get in for the ride. I'm looking forward to this. But honestly, it was they showed us what it was. They give us a little snippet, and then the exciting part is what could be. Like I'm not sure if you listen to Shaq. We're on Shaq just thinking up all kinds of things, and that is super fun to do. And I have no idea if none of them come true, and it doesn't matter because it's fun in the moment.
Yeah,
and we're thinking about what are we gonna do with this mouse, and I'm like, we could play Star Fox, we could play Mario Maker's gonna be insane. Rebecca's like Fire Emblem. I'm like Fire Emblem. Holy shit! I'm like, are they gonna give us Are they gonna give us a mouse pad? Like, are we gonna have like a little lap pad for our Joy-Con?
Yep.
Just stupid shit like that.
Hard plastic too, like the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, like a little plate.
Exactly.
It won't be nearly as big as an Acer Nitro, but like maybe half that. Maybe they'll give you some Acer Nitro and you put your Joy-Con on it and move it around. I'm just thinking of I was thinking Duck Hunt. One of the ideas that hit me, I was like, what if they brought like Link's crossbow training to NSO?
Yeah.
And you could play like every light gun game ever. Like the Resident Evil games, Duck Hunt, Crossbow. I want all of it.
Yeah.
Give me fucking Virtual Cop.
Or Lethal Enforce is what I was thinking on Genesis. Yeah.
I want to play Winback with the mouse.
Oh my god, dude! What a callback!
I want to play GoldenEye with the mouse.
Oh
Like
my gosh! Can you now? I mean, now you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
of course, but we're launching a console. That's
Yep.
the what could be spirit of the console launch. That's really fun.
Yeah, and it's the thing, like, as you say that, like, that has people leaning into the game, like really getting engaged with it. You almost want to like jump into the screen with it. Like that's what
Yeah.
Nintendo does that nobody else really understands, is how you feel that connection through the controller into the game and into the world. That's
I
what
think
the
it's
motion
crazy that
controls were meant to do.
everybody's like, it's just a Switch. I can't believe we're not inventive. It's like they're making a mouse a part of a console game. That feels like if Xbox had a mouse thing, if they'd launched the Series X with a mouse controller, I feel like all those people would talk about how crazy and different that is.
100%. Well, and maybe because it was subdued in the messaging, like we know it because it's in the leaks, and they sort of
But they didn't
showed
show
it a
like
little bit.
somebody do the mouse.
Yeah, this is where like you guys are a special lot, that you're like being creative and thinking about what could be. Most of us need it slapped in our face. This is what you will do with this,
Yeah.
and this is why the like
And that's
overly
April.
explaining demonstrations that they do with Switch 1-2 Switch, and
Yeah.
like they explain everything.
Oh, they're gonna have a mouse game.
100%
Like at launch, there's
launch
gonna
it.
be a mouse game.
Yep.
And it may be like a little NAT attack or something. Maybe it's small. Maybe it comes bundled in, or maybe pre-installed or something.
Dude, pre-install Mario Paint. Just
gonna
make
be
it Mario Paint.
That's great.
Just do
There's
it.
gonna be something that when you get that thing, they're gonna be like, now take the Joy-Con off and use it as a mouse. Like there's gonna be something.
Yeah.
They're gonna do something with the mouse. I was thinking, a crazy idea I had, because even after the podcast, I was here thinking, just hear me out. I know this is stupid, but it just sounds stupid enough that Nintendo would do something like this. Oftentimes in like the trailers, they will show people playing like board games or something, like with the Switch laying down on the surface, and then people like touching the
I
screen.
love this.
So I thought, what if you took the Joy-Cons off and put them on the mouse accessories, and then you played Pong on the tablet laying
that's really
down
good.
where everybody had the mouse and you moved it back and forth.
Yeah.
As like a little mini game and like a little mini game thing or
Yep.
something. They're
Yep.
gonna do something stupid like that
Yeah.
to tell you that like, no, you can use it like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what Nintendo does best. That's Switch Sports.
Yeah.
Here's a package of games that does the motion controls better than anything ever will.
I hope the Joy-Cons have better motion tracking. That's like honestly, it's like a really big wish for me. I know
You think it's bad?
I think the Joy-Con leaves a lot to be desired. It's not a Wii-like experience. It has motion tracking, but the motion tracking is not as accurate. I get a lot of, I don't want to call it interference, but like a lot of skips, a lot of like speed, like causes problems to the Joy-Con. I think the motion tracking isn't as good, and holding the Joy-Con isn't as good as holding a Wiimote.
Yeah.
It's both a physical and a technical issue.
I've never noticed it. I'm trying to think of
Switch Sports, and I want it to feel exactly like it felt when I played Wii Sports.
My memory of Switch Sports, and maybe I should go back, I had to mostly just accomplish the gesture it was looking for more than what I would naturally be doing to do the thing. So like, yeah, BMox says Sean is turning the corner. He's officially hyped. I'm glad you said it. I want to talk about it. I needed the Reese. I'm pumped about Switch 2. My disappointment.
I have to go listen to this podcast.
The drive.
Apparently.
I just thought that the announcement was, and I agreed with Seth. It lacked personality. It just didn't have like a. It was just here it is, and I'm allowed to not like the trailer. You know what I'm saying?
It was safe.
But I'm pumped about the Switch. I'm day one. I've always said that I can't wait.
It was safe, and the reason I feel like I'm maybe not disappointed or let down or upset is this exactly kind of. This is not. I expected we get like the Switch lifestyle trailer, and we didn't, and I think that's disappointing. I wanted more for sure.
That's where I'm at.
I feel you there. Like I wanted more than what we got.
Yeah,
but also this is mostly what I expected from new corporate Nintendo. You know, I've been kind of saying that for some time.
Yeah,
this isn't Iwata.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like the whole idea that they're going to come out with a dual screen and try to explain to you how you're going to do something you've never done before, that doesn't feel like this company at all. This is let's not upset the apple cart. very conservative. Let's keep them very happy. Let's let them keep buying lots of games. We want them buying lots of NSO, buying lots of Switches. And I look at this trailer and I'm like, yeah, that's okay. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Like, do the thing we wanted you to do. Bigger, better Switch. You know, like, keep me backwards compatible. Keep buying games. Like, yeah, this is great.
You know, that mouse really is, it interacts a lot, like you're kind of alluding to this. That mouse really interacts like a stylus.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I'm, like, all the touchscreen stuff that you could do. You just now have a mouse.
Bring the DS. Bring the DS in. I want to.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Mario Maker is gonna it's gonna thrive. I'm on the Nintendo Shack. I was like, God, bring back Mario Maker, make it Nintendo Maker. Like, I want my amiibo costumes back. I want to do Pokemon levels. I want to do Kirby levels. Like, yeah, like if you're gonna do this, then I need you to like really do, like, then do it well. Blow it up. Let's blow it up. Let's have some fun.
Come on, Nintendo. This is, I guess, my expectation coming out of like a Switch 2 reveal would be that they would sort of more specifically like spark that excitement for me. Like, we're here. Here's the next generation. There's a lot more games coming. There's a lot more excitement. It's like the product
this
is
wasn't
there.
that yet. That's coming, but it's
coming. Yep. 100%.
They're gonna have the blowout. They're gonna have the blowout. They're gonna show us the 3D Mario. They're gonna show us the next generation of games. A game that we can't possibly predict. They're gonna throw some fucking 3D Donkey Kong, some RTS Star Fox, like some shit we never thought we needed. They're gonna have something, you know, like they always do. They always do. They always show us something we were like, I never thought of that.
Totally.
They're gonna have some software, something. And here's the thing: people talk, you know, where's the new? Where's the innovative? There's a C button we don't understand. There's a mouse thing we don't understand. What I was telling Rebecca on Shack, I think not this week, but last week, when you see that click in thing where it clips in, before we ever saw this trailer, I was like, they're going to have attachments you can clip that into. I never thought of the mouse one, so I'm not taking credit for that. But here's what I am telling you. The mouse one isn't the only one. When I saw that, I was like, how many different forms of plastic can they get people to buy to clip into that? I think that's a thing. And
I remember thinking that with the rail system too. What's different about this?
I kept going back to there was like a leak of a name on YouTube or like the Switch attach. Right.
Okay.
Like that was going around. Me and Yarden were talking about that like a year and a half ago. And we're like, is that the name? When I saw those clip in things, I was like, how many different things can they sell us to clip into that?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where my head goes. Like, how many attachments and things can they drum up? Like, you know, they did Labo. Like, the fucking leg strap. Like, I'm thinking, I'm like, there's stuff, man. Like, you guys don't realize it, but they got a lot of stuff coming. Yeah, the leg strap.
Yeah.
People don't like. They made Mario Kart where you webcam around your fucking house.
That's a shame that didn't really take off. I never actually got that.
Oh,
That's such a good idea.
I have two of them, and it is super fun. I think the cars are a little like they're just not very fast, like in real life.
Yeah.
On screen, they look fast, and honestly, it works remarkably well considering that it's wireless and all that. Like, I never had a problem playing it.
Yeah, wireless, sending the video back up.
Sending the video, yeah. It's super fun, but the cars are just like in real life when you watch it, they're kind of slow. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, well, makes it playable as a video game. So that's about it. But they were expensive. I feel like they were like $100 each, maybe Canadian.
No.
I remember they were being sticker shock
60s,
for me.
I think they were $80 apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the Luigi one and the Mario one, but the game was free, right? You get to download the little app for free.
It's free with your $100 purchase.
You're free with your big car. Your RC car.
Yeah.
It's still cool that it's an RC car.
100%.
Like generally as a toy, it's cool as a toy.
Yeah.
Like you can control an RC car using your Switch as a remote. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think of things like that. Like, what if you could clip those Joy-Cons into a car or something and like do something like, who knows?
Yeah. Maybe you clip it into a larger Switch. Maybe Nintendo.
I don't think this.
I want Nintendo to have a second SKU, dude. I want them to have a Switch 2 XL. I want a bigger one.
A bigger one? It's
I want it
big.
even bigger.
It's like
I know it is. Or a smaller one, whatever. Maybe
you're
make
like,
it light.
I want the Switch 2 Nitro.
Exactly.
Fuck off, Acer.
This is a 12.5-inch screen.
Just fucking
an iPad.
Jesus.
It's an iPad. Yep. That'd be great. Well, and it's something I can't remember what show I mentioned this on, but it's something I've been just observing recently, and I joke about how enormous the PS5 is. I'm like, people don't care about their electronics being sleek anymore. They don't care if what they're interacting with is huge. Like
No,
there's
you're
nothing
right.
sleek about a Steam Deck. I'm sorry,
No,
it's a brick.
it's
It's
I,
huge.
I like the Steam Deck. I give it shit all the time, and that's just mostly in jest because of Garrett. I
Mhm.
like the Steam Deck. I do. We have one. My son has it. And he loves it. It is oblong. Like it is a weird. It's like
Yes.
it's like unruly.
Yeah.
It's comfortable to hold. When you're holding it,
Enough.
it's fine. But like when you're not playing it, like if you pick that thing up with one hand,
Mhm.
it's bizarre.
It
Like
is.
you're like, what
Yes.
is this thing?
Yeah. Like I'm the weird one for having a small phone. Like I have a 12 mini and my iPad
Mm.
is this size.
I have
It's
I have
very
an iPad. I have a mini.
I
I have a
love
mini
this
iPad.
thing.
I do too. Did you see that somebody just released a small iPad? I mean a small Android tablet. It just happened to
Okay.
CES. Like we haven't had one in like 9 years. Somebody released an
know.
8-inch Android tablet, and I was like, "Fuck!" I think it's.
Oh.
I want to say it was Lenovo, because I saw it and I was like, "I want it." It's like $500, and I was like, "So I want it in 2027." Like I want it when it's $199. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Lenovo Legion Tab Gen 3.
apparently, it's like a gaming powerhouse
Oh,
for
interesting.
tablet. For a
Yeah.
tablet. Because I still am not super into the Apple ecosystem. Apple has like Apple Arcade and the better games, but
Mhm.
generally, I'd rather have an Android if I could.
I'm just looking at it right now. It's pretty gorgeous, actually.
It's sold out. It sold out immediately. They put it on sale and it sold out, I think, within an hour.
Really? Lenovo is one of those companies that just kind of like sits off to the side, but like every now and then has some pretty good products. Like that Go, like people seem to really like. Like it's just not a
I like the reformatted Go, the Go 2. Have you seen that?
yes. Yeah.
The
Yeah, it looks
Steam
good.
one is a different look. It doesn't have. I think the one with the Joy-Con. Sorry, who has it?
Mitch. Yeah.
Sorry, Mitch. I honestly think that's one of the uglier portable
Yeah.
PCs I've
It
seen.
seems clunky to me. Yeah.
It's very kind of gaudy and edgy and
Yes.
angular, and I don't like
Yeah,
it.
it looks like it hurts.
So they have the Legion Go 2 at CES that comes with Steam OS installed at a great price, has the same ROG Ally chip for
Yeah.
$500. That's a great price. But
Yeah.
honestly, it's the redesigned look of it being unibody and one thing. I'm like, now we're talking. You like that? Now
Mhm.
you're on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, yeah, I miss small tablets. We got away from it because phones got so big, nobody wanted to buy a small tablet.
Right.
So they all got phased out, and I'm excited to see them maybe come back. Because like I used to have a tablet mounted in my car for like
Yeah.
a screen display. I play music and stuff on it, and you don't
Mhm.
want an iPad. That's too damn big.
Right.
So I like using my iPad Mini and stuff for that.
Yeah, I'm a pretty like classic. I even just right on my desk in front of me. I've got my iPhone charging. I've got my iPad right in front of me, and then to my left is my little MSI
I use my
laptop.
Mini as like a secondary screen too, like how people have like those stand. Yeah, I have a little holder for my tablet.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. But I would say like kind of like pretty. It's amazing actually. I think I've got
That is BMOX
What?
nailed it. That's what I was trying to think as my
Nexus 7.
I used to have the
That's
Nexus 7.
right.
That was like the tablet to have.
really
It was
was.
so good.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, tablets got big, and then they killed the laptop to a certain extent. I hope laptops can maybe make a comeback to a certain.
I think these
To a certain
portables are
degree.
killing the like at least the gaming laptop.
The gaming laptops, yeah, like
I
why?
think this is
yeah.
why would you have one now? You can just get one of these.
But some of those screens on those laptops, Yarden mentioned dual screen OLED laptops from Lenovo, like OLED laptop screens. Like you get that,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
they're beautiful. I almost bought one
Very
over
nice.
Christmas. I almost made like a stupid impulse decision because can't be just like, guess I'll buy this $1,300 laptop for really no good reason. Like I've got a perfectly fine laptop. I just built a gaming PC.
Hey, you
like
love
I
to see it.
don't really, but I'm like, oh, the deal. It looked like it was a
Say
great.
his name and he appears.
Oh, Garrett Bland's waking up for. They got RPG Cave coming up over here. Donnie, you might have heard the news. Let me just try to grab this thing.
Oh my god. Nice
That's-
Xbox.
This is an Xbox.
Nice
Um,
Xbox.
It's bigger than the original Xbox, I think. Golly, that thing is heavy. I traded
Is this your
my
second
guitar.
PS5?
This is second PS5. It's already
Yeah.
up for sale on Marketplace. I'm not keeping
Okay.
this thing. Yeah.
Nice.
because I was selling like everything I own. I want to save up a bunch of money and get a car that maybe can hold a kid or two in it, because I've just got like a little
Nice.
two door
Two-door. Yeah.
car right now. So this will be the year. So to do that, I want to I have like kind of a bit of a goal. I want to lose some weight and I want to save some money. And if I do that, I get my car. And so
Okay.
I'm looking
Fair
around the
enough.
house, just going like, what can we sell? And doing pretty well still. I sold some Xbox One Halo 5 controllers, the Master Chief version and the
Mhm.
Spartan Lock, and I got I think like 350 for those, maybe $400 for those two.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that those were
Yeah, one was still in the box. One was still
okay.
like
Yeah, like
packaged, and the other one I
complete in
played
box
with a
stuff.
bunch.
Yeah,
But
gets go.
yeah. And so I had an electric guitar since I was like 19 years old or something like that. So it's kind of like sentimental. It's like my first electric, and but I haven't played it in years, dude. Like when I was like, I think I should sell my guitar, and then I'm like, I don't even know where this thing is. I literally didn't even know where it was.
Wow.
I went searching in the
'Cause
basement over here.
I think of your Led Zeppelin.
I have my
gift that you
acoustic
did for-
guitar still, but yeah, was I
for
playing my electric
PSVG,
for
you're
that?
like, hey,
Yep.
mom, it's not. Yeah.
Hey, Donnie.
Yeah.
That was so good. Yeah, like I like it, and it was one of the tougher decisions. Like what I've sold so far, I feel like has been pretty. Like I don't miss it. I can't even remember most of the stuff
Sure.
that's gone. I put up my guitar and the amp, and especially the amp. Like I can't be, just turning that thing up and jamming out these days. Maybe
I think you
again
can,
soon.
but sure.
Yeah,
Get Rock Band. Get Rock Band instead.
Oh, I sold that too. Sold all my
Oh,
Rock Band stuff. I got good money for my Rock
oh,
Band
that
stuff too,
hurts.
man. Because I believe, Donnie, I believe Guitar Hero is coming back this year. Phil Spencer, the lights will dim.
I would
And-
love put it on Switch too.
There you go.
I don't. You may not like this about me. Maybe you don't care.
I don't
But
care.
from now on, every time I see an Xbox anything, that's what I want now. Like I'm like, you know what? Put it
Mhm.
on Switch too, and I'm super fucking hyped.
100%.
If you're gonna keep doing this, then I want all my fucking games on Switch too.
Totally. Yep. Well, Switch 2
You
is
don't
going to
care
be.
where I play, so put your fucking money where your mouth is.
It'll be interesting to see. This is where the capabilities matter only a little bit, because now I've got my gaming PC, I've got my ROG Ally, but Nintendo is so elegant. Honestly, it's just everything is so nice when you play your Switch. It's nice. So I'll be curious to see if that pulls me back in terms of like playing non-Nintendo games and buying it on a Nintendo.
I jettisoned my ally.
You jetted into space. Where did it go?
It went to Vegas to Grouchy Surge.
Oh, did you sell it to him?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
It was twofold. I love the ally. I've always said that. So it had nothing to do with the ally at all. Like I love it. It's great. But I've told everybody once the Switch 2 comes, I'm not going to use it. I don't think I'm going to use it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I have it now, and guess what? I'm still playing my Switch. Like it
Mhm.
when it comes to portable, I think I'm okay with like not having the most powerful. Like that's
Right.
kind of not what I'm like. I'm playing Retro Bowl.
Yeah.
Like it's what does it matter?
Mhm.
So it's like, and you can't carry two portables with you unless you're Garrett Bland. I'm sure I feel like Garrett Bland has a portable in every pocket. He's like
Every
cargo
pocket.
pants, and he's just like, I got an Ambernick, I got a Steam, like
I feel like
them.
he's got. Yeah, he does have that Abernick.
He
Yeah.
reaches into the shirt, pulls out another, like you Game Boy,
Mhm.
GBA Advance. I only carry the one portable, and like 9 out of 10 times, guess what? It's the Switch.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't need this when the Switch 2 comes. And
Yeah.
then the second part of it was I wanted to buy like 50 Japanese N64 games. I needed to raise some money.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, you got all
I was like,
those.
Grouchy, I'll make you a good deal on this if you want it. And he was like, fuck yeah, send it to me.
Really nice.
And then I blew it all on Japanese N64 games.
That's perfect. That's better. Look how much happy you are now. Look at that.
I'm kind of, I have it. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to, this is kind of what I'm working on at the moment. Can you kind of see them?
Oh yeah, nice stack next to each other on top. Oh
I got
yeah,
the
it's
box,
beautiful.
like a little shelf, and I've got like game cases on the way. I'm going to put all my games up there with my book, and I have like just a little N64 corner. This is like what my gaming thing looks like.
That's crazy.
So
How
like
do you
it kind
dust
of all
all
goes
that?
together. It takes a minute.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of. That's what I'm finding best about selling all my stuff behind me. I'm like, I can dust this in no time. Like it's just like whoop, everything's nice and clean. I like that very much.
Yeah, I know you know this already, but man, I fell down the box arts are so great.
Yeah.
They're so good. I
Yeah.
do love just seeing them. I love having them, and they're
Yeah.
very inexpensive, comparably speaking.
Yeah. For what they are,
Um,
like these memorabilia, like generally, like,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, they're just display items, and
Hmm.
like I'm not trying to collect every N64 game or anything like that, and like I'm not sure if you've looked up retro prices, but like American N64 stuff is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, is it? No, I
It's
haven't looked at that.
crazy. Like a loose
Really?
cartridge of Ocarina is like $80.
Yeah.
You're not getting anything with a box for less than like $200.
I might have to go look and see
The
what we
fact
got hiding
that
in
I was
the
able to like raid
storage.
Japan,
Yeah, but
from,
well, you say that, and I'm like, I got a couple boxes full of
hey,
N64 stuff,
before
man.
you look up eBay, just let me know and I'll take them off your hands for cheap, Sean.
But I don't want to sell it for cheap.
Oh, damn it.
I want to, especially, well, we'll see. I'm mostly kidding about that stuff. Then, and most of it's Chelsea's, as it turns out. So she likes to keep it. Like, probably the biggest collection of anything that we have is Skylanders in this house. Like our Skylanders collection is insane.
I think the value on that
Hundreds.
stuff is going up.
You think so?
So I hold it. I would hold it for now.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah,
touching it.
because
Yeah.
here's the thing: like the Gen Z kids are coming of age; they're starting to work. That
Mhm.
Skylander stuff's starting to like boomerang back around,
Yeah.
and like I know, especially like I think the Nintendo Skylanders have become.
Oh yeah,
like,
we have
hot.
all of it.
Like because I do follow like these people. I don't have any Skylander. I'm not interested in it, but I follow the people that collect things like on YouTube and stuff. I've seen that pop up here and there. Like it feels like within the last year.
Yeah.
So I think you give that like another year or two to season, you actually might be able to make some serious money off of that.
Yeah, because I mean, people have been giving them away for the last number of years.
Yeah, I know.
Just like
I know.
buckets of
Yeah.
them. Just somebody
Yeah.
take these Skylines off my hands. Most of them are still in the box, but we still have, like, Chelsea played. She loved the game. Like, it was just that perfect marriage. She
I'm gonna look it
really loved the game and the toys, of course. And we loved just going out to collect them. Like, it was just, it hit at the perfect time for us.
I tried playing it on Wii U and that whole Toys Life craze, and it always
Yeah.
just felt like like a cheap clunky Lego game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not here to
I
defend the
could-
experience at
I
all.
could
It's
never
just
get
like,
into it.
yeah, I mean, it was about the ritual, I think, more than anything, if that makes sense. So, like, Chelsea would kind of like, sit crisscross applesauce on the floor. She'd have all her toys around, and it was just like, it was a
have a
very
beautiful
childlike
picture.
experience.
I have
You
a
just have
beautiful
all,
picture of Jack
yeah,
when we brought the Switch home, sitting on the floor. He's like 5 years old
yep,
with 25 amiibo around him with the controller.
totally.
Yeah, that's very cute.
Yeah, you grab the next one, and
I'm seeing Skylander collections on eBay fetching over, or at least listed over $1,000.
wow,
Loose.
wow, yeah, we got a
This
lot of
is
loose
like
ones.
A mega Skylanders mega lot, 6 games, portals, figures, magic items, and more. They want $1,000.
Yeah, we have all.
It-
We have every game.
It looks like it depends on how rare the characters are. Like there are these are I guess super rare. There's like a listing for one Spyro that's $900 in
Which
box.
kind? What kind of Spyro?
It looks like he's ice or clear or something. Clear Spyro.
Oh, okay, yeah, interesting.
Skylanders Imaginators lot. This is they have 13 and they want $850 for them. Like I think these might come back around now.
That's not even the oldest one. Imaginators came way late. That might have been one of the last ones.
You
not
might
even
you
old.
might be sitting. It might be at least time for you to drag it out and begin cataloging what you do and don't have.
Well, I gotta tread carefully because that is specifically not my stuff.
Oh well, then yeah, no, well, yeah.
It
I'm
is
not telling you to do
absolutely
it.
Chelsea's
I'm sorry.
stuff.
I thought you were like,
No.
I'm selling stuff and I want to.
No. That's the one. Like I said, that's the one I have not. I haven't even broached the topic. I haven't even like nothing.
This
But
is
maybe
probably
one day.
more in your wheelhouse. This is Skylanders huge lot. There's like a box, a bag. I see some portals. I see some cards, and they claim to have. They've got DS games. They have 132 pieces. So those are all loose Skylanders out of the box. It's all over a kitchen table,
Yeah,
and they're selling all of this for $500.
yeah, that'd be good.
So
Yeah. I mean, the amount of money that has been spent on Skylanders is insane.
Wow.
But we used to have like these, like Christmas would come around, and Chelsea's birthday's coming up next week. She's gonna turn 40, and but we used to have whenever one of these would happen, Facebook would get all the pictures of our hauls, and it would just be Skylander stuff just piles and piles. Because we had this moment where we were at a GameStop or EB Games one time, and there was a mom in front of us at line, and she was talking to the guy at GameStop. She goes, "Let me get one of every of the Skylanders that are behind you." And we asked her, like, that's very surprisingly, why are you buying all of them? And she goes, I've got birthdays, I've got Christmas, I've got graduation for our end of year school stuff. She's like, I'm ready for the rest of the year for this kid.
Wow.
And that's how she was approaching it. She would just get like this haul, and like this lady, who knows, she's just going about her life, and it changed everything for us. We're like, we need to do that. Like, we just need to. We're not buying in and around
She's playing
Christmas
next
anymore.
level.
She leveled that totally. It's like, yeah, she's been a mom for a little bit. She knows how to do this. So I'm like, yeah, we'll do the same. We'll take every one of those things, and then it obviously carried over into Amiibo land as well. So
I don't have very many Amiibo.
yeah, I think I've sold the ones that actually go. I don't know. I've got a bunch of, yeah.
I went real hard on the counterfeit Amiibo. I've got a bunch of counterfeit Amiibo.
Oh yeah, a lot of people did. Yeah.
I got cards, I got chips, I got coins. Like they're so much more convenient. They're so much easier to carry and easier to stack and keep around, you know?
Yeah, I guess I probably, if I had something like that, I would have engaged with the game part of Amiibo quite a bit more. Like, I almost never think about how it works in a game. It never comes to mind for me.
I've always been that way. So the best example I could give you is Pokemon cards. Yeah. I love Pokemon cards because I love playing the game. The actual game is super fun.
Yeah.
I have met like 10 times more people that just want them because of they're collectible or valuable.
Yeah.
And people lose their minds that like they're like, what, you play with base, like I have base set cards just in decks.
Yeah.
You know, they're not in plastic frames and like kept around. Like, yeah, to me, they're just toy. Like I want, you know,
cards they would get me with big time. Like if Nintendo had, or anybody really, if they had like a legit card that somehow I interacted with the game, I'd be filling binders, dude.
Yeah.
That's how they would, I would love that. Oh my gosh.
I thought we were getting that because they made those Animal Crossing Amiibo cards.
Animal Crossing cards. Well, like and at the time, it was the wrong time for it. Dude, if they did that with New Horizons rather than years after New Leaf, like they just sort of like, it just sort of happened.
I was sure. It was one of my earlier predictions that I was just never came true and got way off base. There was a point in time where I was positive that there would be an expansion of the Pokemon the card game, specifically Amiibo. Like Pokemon the card game Amiibo expansion. And they would release a bunch of cards that you could use in game, collect them, use with the game, but you could also play the card game with them.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to take over the world. And they never even thought about
it. Maybe it just shakes up the TCG too much. Like that's such a cash cow, and you don't.
Doesn't that just make all the money in the world?
You know, Pokemon, so don't ruin it. Don't change anything about it.
Let's Go, Pokemon X and Y plus Amiibo plus it's the video game, the card game. You just kind of put it all together.
I'm telling you right now, if Nintendo did a collector card set, I'd be first in line. I'd be pushing kids out of the way. Like I would just be that would be it for me.
Honoring 5-year-olds.
Oh man, yeah, screw them. They just got here, you know.
So honestly, to go back to that Switch 2 announcement,
yeah,
I actually think that Switch 2 trailer is very much an acknowledgement of what you just said.
What's that?
It looks like a console, like just the look, the style, the little wraparound. It very much was like, yeah, we know you're 36 and have kids. Like it wasn't like this isn't like a 9-year-old Switch.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Switch is in general too. Like
it didn't seem aimed at that at all. You know, like it looks like a modern consumer electronic.
Yeah.
No, I was like, it feels grown up.
And I haven't shown my kids it
more than the original Switch.
Yeah. Well, because they found that actually kind of worked, and they needed to. I mean, the Switch was obviously a reaction to the Wii U, which was the Fisher-Price console.
Yeah.
You know, just a massive reaction to that. And so it's like, well, that seems to be working, and kids seem to still like it. Or you throw it into a case and make it a little bit more kid-friendly, I guess. Like it doesn't need to be built from the ground up like a 2DS to survive children.
Yeah. Oh, the wedge. You know, I want one.
Yeah, my kids have them. Yeah.
We have I want to say it's TPR. He's been in our chat for some time wanting a 3DS. they're expensive now.
I know.
You know, it's like, what the fuck happened? Why are we have people paying $400 and $500 for 3DSs?
Yeah, it's the modding. You talked. I love your discussion on this.
I mean, the mod, when everybody can mod something, it makes the value
boom,
fucking
everybody
explode.
wants it.
Everybody wants one.
That I have
PS1,
a list of things I want to.
3D, like the shit just takes off.
100%. Yeah, that's what Xbox should do. Just open themselves up to being
You're not lying.
Broken
like,
wide open. Yeah,
pirate the shit out of it.
Exactly.
And then you'd be talking about having all the market share you could ever want.
I mean, Dreamcast might be the only. It might be a counter argument to that because you could crack that open pretty easily.
Hey, I was a dumb kid, but this is 100% true. My dad bought me a PS2 for Christmas like the year after it came out.
Yeah.
And I totally traded that thing in a Dreamcast because
Dreamcast.
A friend of mine was like, I can burn you Dreamcast games. And I was like, the fuck do I need this for?
Yeah.
Like,
totally. I loved my Dreamcast. That thing was great. Yeah.
Same.
You reminded me though about the 3DS value going up. That I've got to look at I've got a bunch of 3DSs, even just
still. I thought you sold them.
Nope, they're still. I sold most. I think I've sold every one that's in box, but I've got stuff that I've used.
Loose ones.
I think that I could probably sell. Like probably my OG, like my very first one. I probably could.
Oh, I hate that one.
I probably could do without that
Rebecca
one.
Rebecca has that one. I think the original 3DS is one of the uglier things I've ever seen. Like
completely agree.
It's so ugly. That's why I was never into. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I could probably cash that one out. I have a Blue XL that I don't think I'm ready to part with. Like it's just this really nice. I mean, I like blue anyways. Just this nice smooth that XL, just like really sleek.
I had the red one.
Yeah, that was nice. And then the third one that I can remember off the top of my head is how many 3DSs did I have, man? I had the new one.
I had like 20 or 25 of them.
Yeah, and
I had
feel like there's more.
I had crazy. You know what's crazy? I had that Hyrule Light, like the shield.
Yep.
For like 45
I have that
days.
one too. I don't have the shield. I have the Hyrule. Between Link Between Worlds. I have that one too.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that shield one is ridiculous. It's selling for like $1,200.
Oh man, I want to see how much. What's this other one selling for?
3DS. Link. But what I was saying is TPR has been talking about he's wanted one.
Oh yeah. And
I've told him, I was like, you know which one I would want? Because I know it's like it's probably very attainable. I was like, you should get a 2DS. I was like, I know everybody makes fun of it. I was like, but it does all the things that you're like looking for it to do. But like specifically, I would want to, and I think this is just more me. Like I kind of I like ugly cars. Like I kind of like the runts of the litter kind of things.
Sure.
They made a Mario Maker 2DS.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like yellow and red, and I was like, that would just look really cool on a shelf with like some Mario shit.
Definitely.
Like I kind of love the Mario Maker aesthetic. That
so
PSVG yellow and the red. I'm like, I kind of love this.
Yeah.
I kind of want one. I want a Mario Maker 2DS.
I feel like 2DS are expensive as well, like more than you might think. Like not
really
thousands of dollars, but
I think you could probably get a wedge for like what, $100, $70.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess US. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. I don't know why that seems
totally fine. That's
I just remember I remember buying them new for $80. Like I remember when they were just kind of like weaning off.
You're right. Yeah.
But end of the year they would have one of those. Yeah.
The Pokeball. I had the Pokeball 2DS. I had one of those.
Oh, nice.
I had all the Zelda models. I had the Hyrule, the gold and black. I had the Majora. I still think the Majora is my favorite. The Majora's Mask model was.
Oh, I sold that. That was my best one. That was the best sale I had.
It was elite.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was complete in box, brand new, never open. Never.
And I moved them all. I traded them all for each other. I had a Fire Emblem one. It was funny. Every time they'd come out with one, you trade one in. I trade one in for I get $180 from GameStop, and I buy another one for $30. It was like upgrading, and it all went out the window. And they were like, "Here's the one with faceplates," and I was like, "Oh, well, that fixes everything."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
like I'll just buy that and just have faceplates, and I don't have to keep trading in systems.
Yeah. I'm looking at eBay 3DS XL Link Between Worlds opened.
No way, Chris. $300?
Oh yeah, that'd be
right,
rare,
John.
That'd be
Mario
rare.
Maker 2DS for that's crazy.
Yeah, that's man. Like, I mean, you brought like all of it, the whole 3DS family.
I know. It's just all gone crazy. What's crazy is it's not crazy, but my 2DS or my 3DS, the faceplate model, That's got to be the rarest one. It only had like one holiday run in America, in North America, and it was shut off. They were like, "That's it."
Really?
It was around. So people call it the Black Friday 3DS because it was around for that one Black Friday, and then it was gone. They never did it again.
This one?
Yes, that's the Black Friday 3DS. Yeah, you could probably sell that for a lot of money.
I'm not ready for that. I love this.
That's
thing.
that's my three. Like I would never think to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It would never go anywhere.
Yeah,
But if
I
you
don't know,
typed
man.
in, because I've looked at it, because knowing how they've gone up, I've looked at it over the years, just checking, just be like, I'm not getting rid of mine, but like, just what's it worth?
Yeah.
They call it the Black Friday 3DS.
Interesting.
You can type it in, Black Friday 3DS.
I do love this thing. Black Friday 3DS. Oh wow. Oh, and this one had a black. It actually came with a black faceplate.
I have those. I have the black and the white faceplates. Because
I'm looking at ones that were sold pre-owned.
So you have your box.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing the ones with the box, 450.
Yeah.
500, 475.
That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's ones without a box. 318, 434. 37. These are sold prices when I look at eBay. You can see
I think
like,
they're just a little bit capped because I don't think people don't want the smaller screens. People want the bigger ones. So they're not sought after, but they're rare. They're harder to find. There's not as many of them.
Yeah, I'm not looking to. This is too good. It's just
They
too
only
good to
came out-
hold.
They only came out in one run. I'm with you. To me, that's my favorite one. I mean, they had me at faceplate. Just that, I was like, yeah, I want that. I like accessorizing.
Oh, it came with 3D Mario Land, one of my favorite games ever.
I'm stuck to the damn mic.
I love this part of the show where we just grab a bunch of shit from our shelves.
I mean, look, these are all of the faceplates that I have.
Oh snap! Oh wow, and maybe you found a nice way to kind of store them all too. I never really found a good way to store them, or I probably would have got myself into trouble and bought too many.
Of them. I just recently bought some off of AliExpress.
Oh yeah, that's a good spot.
Like these. Check these out.
Oh, I love that. Look at the art, man. It's just so good. I love
these
stuff
are the
like that.
embossed ones, like the ones it came with, but they're in gray
That's nice.
instead of black, which is cool.
I love like patterns like that. Like
I have
kind of reminds me of like the screen on Mario Kart 8 that sort of like scrolls by.
The NES Remix. I found these on AliExpress. These are crazy cool. Or at least I think so. But I'm also like a Sun and Moon fan. But check this out.
Check this out. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh,
Aren't
wow.
they?
Yeah,
Those are
man.
really nice. So
now
I
you just
think
need more of these things. So you can put them on there. You slap them on a new 3DS.
I have like I think I have like 25 or 30 pairs of plates.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't nearly as good as the model because they don't have the gold quite as much, but I still get my Majora fix with the faceplates for the new 3DS.
I've never played Majora's Mask, Donnie.
I hate that game.
That was so amazing. I need my Majora's fix. That game sucks.
I always have.
Never played it.
It's a great game. I can admit that. It's just the antithesis of what I want from a Zelda game.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think the people that love it, and the person that comes to mind, I think, is like Colin Moriarty. I think he loves that game, if I remember.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think the people that love it aren't Zelda fans, and the people that don't like it are Zelda fans. Like, because it kind of is. It's like it's different, it's new, and I think that, like, people love it, like, because it's like the alternative Zelda. And the people that love it, they love it for that. And it's like, yeah, but I love Zelda. Like, that's not what I don't want the opposite of Zelda. I want Zelda.
Oh. You like Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild is kind of like a 3D version of the original Zelda, like.
Yeah, I guess. I know they said
There
that.
you go.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So the thing is, I love the aesthetic of Majora's. Always have. I think it's like, peak. I just never liked the game. It's just the timer. They put you on the timer, and it's like you get to, it's like Death Loop. People like that stuff. I hate that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to feel stressed or I
That
generally don't.
TPR likes that Outer Wilds game. Is that what he said is like one
Yeah,
of the top 3 games of all time on
I
your
don't.
Game of the
I,
Year show?
I don't play. That's an opposite. Like I don't want to be stressed or rushed or
Mm,
panicked while I'm playing games.
yeah.
I don't want to feel like there's a rumor that the new Far Cry game puts you on a clock, and that has me like somewhat concerned.
They can't do that to Far
Because
Cry.
like I want to explore.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
love
the
Far. I want to walk
opposite
around. I want to go fish if I want
of
to. I
all
want to like go in a
games.
different direction.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to feel pushed in a. You know,
Far Cry 2 had you on a timer, by the way.
I never played it.
You had malaria. And
That was
have I told you that story? I'm sure I have once upon a time.
No.
Played because the stupidest part about it is my ignorance and my dumbass doesn't know what malaria is or that it's deadly. So I'm playing Far Cry 2 and you're in this land and you end up with malaria and you're like, you better get that treated. And I'm like, I'm sure I'll be fine. You know, so I just carry on playing the game. They keep telling me like, go get this cleared up, go to this doctor, this whatever. And I keep playing. And then all of a sudden I just like keel over and you die. I'm like, oh shit, I guess I got caught by the malaria. I guess they got me, man. So so I load up, you know, the autosave or whatever just puts me back to the last place. And I'll go, okay, I better beeline it to this doctor and try to get this healed up. And I go as fast as I possibly can. And I'm getting up to the house where the doctor's inside. And as I get out of my car and I'm walking up the lawn to open up the door, I keel over and die again. And so it had me on a timer. And I'm like, I'm too far away from the doctor. I can't heal myself. And so that was the end of my Far Cry 2 experience. I couldn't, because I didn't want to start over again. And I'm like, this is stupid. You can't put me on a timer like this. This is dumb. I don't like it. Garrett Bland is in the chat talking about Outer Wilds, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, you guys. What's going on? But have you played Half-Life 2, Garrett Bland?
Right.
When you're saying this game is 10 out of 10, like we need to talk about some credentials here, all right, for that opinion.
Oh, my faceplate. Sorry, you got me on faceplates, and now I'm
No,
like,
that's
oh,
all right.
yeah,
You carry on. You just grab your stuff. You need to touch it every once in a while.
You do.
You know, enjoy it.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah, I could never get rid of like that. Is my 3DS goes nowhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some things are you just can't. I did get this is not for sale or anything, but I did play. I'm playing a little bit more Series S and games with controller here, and normally I would just grab another controller and plug it in, but I grabbed like this kind of inexpensive PowerA controller that I like.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
wired actually, so because I just sit here and I don't care about it being wireless, I don't have to worry about batteries or anything. But what I like about these, it's pretty lightweight. It feels like a first party controller. Like I think the buttons and the thumbsticks and everything feel pretty good. And it's got the back buttons on it that you can program. That's all I want. We got more faceplates over here.
Well, he's saying they have glow in the dark face, like the booze.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those PDP controllers, they make a bunch of those, like literally hundreds for the Switch.
Yep. Totally. I think I have. No, this isn't PDP. This is PowerA. PowerA.
That same one. Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
them too.
PowerA.
Yeah.
I don't like the D-pad.
Oh, really?
And does that one have like that shiny paint finish thing that they have on them?
This one does. Yeah, the D-pad feels. I think this feels fine. I almost never use the D-pad for Xbox games, but for whatever reason, I guess more
I'm thinking
NSO
more of,
stuff.
like, Nintendo, like they are like the premium maker for all the Nintendo stuff, and it's like I can never get any into them because I can't stand that D-pad and that shiny D-pad paint finish that they put on so many of their things. It just feels so cheap to me. I really don't like it.
Yeah, I have a PDP wired controller for Switch, and now that I'm kind of like this feels awful. Actually, this doesn't feel very good at all. Yeah. Like an imitation. Like all the buttons are too flat and kind of like sunken into the rest of the controller. They sit too deep. Like pressing them doesn't really feel like anything. Especially this D-pad. Like I feel like I'm barely touching this thing. I need it up more, although not too much, because like the 64 D-pad comes to mind when I was playing like games like Killer Instinct Gold and fighting games. You're trying to like do a fireball motion and it just tears your thumb apart. Like you don't want it too raised in these sharp corners. Everybody knows that it's that experience, man. Oh, there's my 3DS. There's my blue. I think this is
He's like,
This
oh,
might
I
be my
found
blue
it.
one. I found something. What we got in here? Is this the blue one or is this the? Yeah, this is the blue one. I like this one.
Yeah.
It's just in really good shape too.
My
I really took
first one
care of
was
this thing.
my first one was the red version. And
Yeah.
it came out with Mario, I think. No, I got it for Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem was my
Oh,
first
nice.
3DS game.
Oh, that's why I love the 3DS so much because I discovered Fire Emblem in the 3DS.
I didn't discover it, but it's definitely where the love was like stoked.
Oh,
I
you
played
played it
it-
before 3DS?
I played Fire Emblem on Wii. Yeah, like my first Fire
Really?
Emblem was Radiant Dawn. Yeah,
Dude, I don't think I even knew that it was on Wii. I didn't know
it's
there
crazy.
was a Wii
The
game.
reason I found out about it is because it was like crazy expensive for a long time. It was like a real hot collectible item.
Interesting.
And I didn't love it on Wii. Like I
Yeah.
played it because I always it's like again a backdoor into something. I kind of always liked like kind of like RTS games, but like RTS light games, like not super into it. Like not
Yeah.
I guess not like StarCraft and stuff like that. But like I played a little Tom Clancy, a little End War, loved Battalion Wars. On
Oh,
GameCube.
nice.
Like fucking loved that game.
Yeah.
And was always looking for something like that. And I remember when the Fire Emblem came out, you know, I had the pointer control, and I was like, "Oh, it's like a mouse again, touchscreen. It's a like when you were like Donnie, I'm like, yes, like it is the touchscreen. Like that's exactly what
Yeah,
they're doing.
stylus.
Yes,
yeah.
that's it. So, yeah, when they had Fire Emblem for the Wii, I was like, that seems like fun, and I got it and I played it, and I did enjoy it, but like, didn't like at the time I wouldn't have told you like I love Fire Emblem.
Right.
Like at the time I just played Fire Emblem. Like I played, I was like, yeah, that's a really cool game.
Yeah.
But it, you know, like that story was like, not
Yeah.
memorable.
Just interchangeable. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Was
3DS,
it Awakening that did it for you? Like you were right there, right? That was the first one. Yeah.
when Awakening hit, so like I didn't pay attention to the 3DS when it was announced.
Yeah.
Like that blocky one that was overpriced, and like I was like, that.
Yeah.
What
I'm
the
good.
Like I've
Mhm.
told everybody, like my long story, my big gap for Nintendo would be the portable space pre 3DS
Right.
because for
GBA.
years, a decade, every time a portable came out, people would be like, "Oh, you gotta get portable," and a lot of time it was for Pokemon. It was just Pokemon. It was like a Pokemon
Right.
machine.
Yeah.
But like people would show me these games they're playing, like Kirby and Zelda, and I'm like, it just looked so bad compared to home console.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, it's just so, I don't know, I don't want to say compromised or rudimentary. It was just like, you know, like I'm over here playing N64 GameCube,
Yeah.
you know, or
You're
or
counting
even
polygons,
the
man. What are you
the
guys doing
Wii.
over there? Yep.
Yeah,
You went
and like
PC master on 'em.
playing, yeah, I'm playing like, you know, Call of Duty and NCAA, and you're like, you can tap the screen on this. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like it's a Zelda game where you stylus around. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I'm
God.
not doing that. Absolutely not.
Um,
Did you ever go back to that? Did you ever play those?
I think I tried to play Phantom Hourglass. It was like, I'm glad I didn't.
Not a chance, dude. I'm sorry.
Like the
I know people
DS
like
was
that,
a real
but-
tough one for me.
Yeah.
Because everything felt like at the time to me, again, not being in it and almostly somewhat dismissive of it.
Yeah.
The things that did break through was like Brain Age.
Mhm.
People are tapping to count and scroll, and I was like, oh, this just looks, you know, wasn't my thing.
I'm the same. I don't have any nostalgia. It's amazing how much I adore the 3DS. The 2DS, or sorry, the DS, nothing. It does absolutely nothing for
nothing.
me. Yeah.
So and I played Game Boy I played Pokemon through the GBA connector and the N64 expansion
Mhm. Yep.
pack, the controller pack, right?
Yeah. This is
So I was like plugging in
Frankenstein.
Game Boy games, playing into Pokemon. Same. That's how I played. I didn't have, you know, like I wasn't going to get rid of my 64 for a Game Boy,
Mhm.
you know, so I just got the cartridges in the pack and plugged it into Stadium and played it that way.
Yeah.
That's how I played Pokemon. Yeah, so for a long, long time, I just kind of dismissed portable gaming as like a not as good gaming.
Right.
And I was like, you know, you're over here looking like you're playing Super Nintendo.
Right.
You know, like this shit's
Yeah.
like half.
It's
for
easy
half
to
those,
do that.
Half of those years, the shit was like black and white. It's like,
Yeah.
what are y'all doing?
You know, it's interesting because I think I was looking at a game recently kind of like that that's on modern consoles and it's Animal Well. Like I still do that from time to time where I see something that looks kind of basic, even though I've come to love and appreciate that both on like handheld devices as well as more the like purposefully retro style Shovel Knights and things like that.
Sure, sure.
It's like I know that there are great games there, and still maybe it's just a deeply rooted '90s thing. I don't know, where I still kind of go like, that looks kind of basic. Like I still marginalize it to a certain
I
degree.
listened to a podcast that explained Animal well, and I was like, that doesn't sound like it's for me. So
Yeah, I
just
don't know if you'd
didn't-
like it or not. I don't know.
it was all the rage for a hot minute, and at that moment, I took a couple looks at some videos, and I said I listened to a podcast who talk about it, and I was like, I don't think it's for me.
Yeah,
I
videos
wrote
they
it
didn't
off.
do it for me either. And I don't know. I think it was maybe mostly Seth who just kind of like encouraged me to just try it out. And I don't remember if it was on Game Pass or if we got a code from Xbox for it. I can't recall. So, but I ended up playing it anyways and started it up. And the next thing I knew it was 3 hours later. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's
And there's
fun
no,
when you fall into something like that.
yeah, and you know me, like a lot. I bounce off games so quickly sometimes, and this one is doing something.
Got the hook.
I think so, and it's got a little bit of irreverence, I guess, a little bit of like kind of little humor, a little self-awareness. Like it's good game design, an interesting look for sure. It's not going to make your eyes bleed out of your face because it's like the blazing graphics or anything like that. But it's got an interesting look to it. Feels good to play, and your power-ups are kind of cool as well. And it's just intriguing. I don't know what the hell's going on with these animals. You know, like you got this ostrich in a wheel that you kind of set loose and it chases you around. Like it's quirky in a way.
Yeah, the people were explaining to me, or at least what I remember of them, their explanations. They were like, you interact with these animals, and like you don't know if they're friend or foe, and
Right.
there's like a discovery process to it. But it, like there's like no combat or anything like that, right? It's almost like I don't know, like it's different.
Yeah,
Definitely
you're mostly handling enemies by like fooling them or tricking them off
Yeah.
to fall off a cliff or
Yeah.
throwing like a frisbee at a dog so he gets distracted and doesn't eat you kind of thing.
So I
Yeah.
feel like it's not nearly quite the same, but the overall kind of vibe I was getting is it's like I don't know, like a mental investigation game, something akin to like a goose game kind of thing. You're interacting with things, trying to figure out how to.
Yeah, not
proceed.
quite as simple, but yeah, I see what you mean.
And I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't even like that. Like I remember
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't
goose,
compare it to that really.
when the
Yeah.
goose game took over everything. I played it. I was like, this is I don't like this at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty I think that's pretty basic. This one I think there's an appreciation for like an intelligent design there. And then, if you feel smart by solving some puzzles, then it'll scratch that itch for sure. And it's like, oh, this switch does this thing, and if I kind of time it this way and jump over here, and like you can maybe even do it in a couple different ways. Like
This
the
person
abilities.
also mentioned Disco Elysium,
I don't know anything about Disco Elysium actually.
and I played that, and I didn't like that either. So like, I was just getting a lot of signals that like this might not be for you.
Well, I get maybe what 1 to 3 of these a year where I kind of close my mind to something, but end up giving it a shot, and then I really like it.
Yeah.
And that's Animal Well for me right now. But the reason I bring it up really is just that connection to when you see a mobile, or I should say a handheld game, and it's like that looks kind of basic, and you just sort of like write it off. And
So yeah, sorry.
I like
come back.
trying to keep an open mind to that kind of stuff.
When they showed Awakening, and they announced it coming to 3DS with the XL model, because I remember like that was a part of kind of like the whole. It's like almost like a relaunch,
Yeah.
right? And when I saw Awakening, I was like, I like Fire Emblem, and at the time, I was playing Wii and stuff. Like Awakening, kind of, I was like, so that does kind of look like a console game, and like, what was it,
Oh, okay.
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
And like they had a 3D Mario, and like obviously it's not 1080p, but like here's the thing: at the time, people were like, the Wii is only 5 or 480p. It's like, dude, fuck, the Xbox is like barely 720p. Like we're arguing over like very, very, smallest of fractions. I was like, this 3DS is like, it's in the ball, like it's punching.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff there that looks console quality.
100%.
Like when I first saw when I saw that 3DS XL, I saw Awakening, I saw Mario Kart.
Mario
like-
Kart especially.
I was like, it's like a portable Wii.
Yep.
And I was kind of like, I was intrigued. And Awakening is what got me in the door.
Yep. Yeah.
And I loved it. I fell so hard for that game. The cutscenes are incredible.
Mhm.
The story is really good. And
Cutscenes especially, man.
I've played every one since. Like
Yeah.
I've just dove into every one since.
I haven't done Engage. I got to get Engage back on
I
the.
love Engage.
Yeah, man.
I have my Fire Emblem shelf. I have the collectors.
Yeah. Well, and especially if
Unless
you played
people
the
have
other
seen
games
those.
too. Like that's yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Engage. I like Engage more than Three Houses.
I think I might too. I know like there's some people who really love Three Houses, but
I
and it's
did.
fine.
I
I think it's
do.
good. I do. I
I
like it.
do.
I like it a lot.
Like
I like it a lot.
Three Houses was really fun. Like at the time, it felt like honestly at the time it felt like a pinnacle for it was like Fire Emblem almost went mainstream with Three Houses. It was very popular.
Yep.
And it's just like this is really fun that like everybody is playing Fire Emblem. It
Yeah.
felt like a moment for the series.
Yeah.
And Fire Emblem Three Houses is great. Like what you have the houses and how they interact with each other, and you have so much replay value. That's super fun. But at the game level, which I always said, like I played it, beat it, loved it. But the game level, I think the battles in Fire Emblem Three Houses are at a Fire Emblem level are pretty standard.
Mm. Yeah.
Now I'm also not playing on super smart Garrett Plane level. I've never done that with permadeath and all that. So maybe you turn all that up. Maybe it's a little bit
I
more.
played with permadeath. I think I still would agree. I did forget to save Ingrid. She died, and I didn't realize until the end. I didn't even know until the end, dude. Because they go through like what everybody's up to, and it's Demetrius is up to blah blah blah, and Ingrid fell in battle. Like she did.
That, by the way.
Yeah,
I missed that Street Fighter type of thing.
Totally,
right?
That's totally a Street Fighter thing. Yes, absolutely.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But in the game, like visually, Three Houses is like in cutscenes, it's great. Like in game, it's not great. Like it's not super great.
I remember thinking the same thing. Like
by Switch
you
standards,
now have it on
like,
Switch. Yeah, it's been on a mobile handheld.
Yeah, by like Awakening standards, you're like, oh, like it's just kind of dingy.
Yeah,
But
Engage is nice. Engage is good.
Engage is beautiful and colorful.
Just colors.
It just goes way harder into the anime look. It's like, wait a minute,
nice.
where did you? So it's just
what a great sell on that. What a great pitch.
So it's more like a Xenoblade visual experience.
Oh, now we're talking. You know how to get to me.
And I vividly remember me and Garrett being very concerned about Engage. They kept fucking talking about these rings and this. I was like, what is this? And then you get into it and you start playing it, and they're all part of the gameplay, but my memory of it is like, this is
not.
You just kind of do this,
sure,
and just keep. But it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. And I remember we kept making fun of PepsiCo girl, right, Aleer, and then like I play and I love her like way more than like she's great.
See,
so yeah, but the gameplay, the battles are better. That's just that's undeniable.
Yeah,
the game is better. Engage is a better game.
Yeah,
and
and it's like a multiverse situation. Like you're bringing people in from all these other games. Like
there's kind of like this Pokemon type of mechanic, kind of. Yeah, it works. It does work. So I think it was somewhat dismissed because it wasn't Three Houses.
I have it. I bought it whatever year that was, and it has sat, but it's not on my list, Donnie. You and I went through my list of games. It's not even in we oranged it.
Wow. I don't recall that. I would have told you to put it up there, but
oh really?
Yeah, I didn't see that at all. Yeah, I love it.
Let me see. Where is it?
It's by far my favorite Fire Emblem game on Switch. Like I do like it more than Three Houses, which feels like a thing that people would get upset to hear. but it's just
maybe
true
it's not
to
orange.
me.
Where the hell is it?
True. I like it a lot more. I don't recall that being on the list.
No, it's not. It's not. But it's not in the plan. But it's not. We did.
I don't recall it being on the sheet.
Yeah, it is on the. It is on the sheet for sure.
I would have fought for Engage.
Yeah, it's there. It's Yeah, maybe we could fit this in. Not this quarter. Not this quarter.
I was kind of hoping we'd get a like an Engage Warriors, but I don't know. I call it a hunch. Maybe like some tea leaf rumor mongering. I got a hunch that we're not going to get Fire Emblem Warrior games anymore. I think they're going to shift to like Xenoblade Warriors.
Oh, Xenoblade. Okay, I wish I liked these games more.
I think
it seems like it should be a me game.
I got this feeling that we're going to get like Xeno Warriors.
Yeah, I think you're dude. If you call that, nobody's calling for that. Is that a thing like that? I guess they don't listen to a whole bunch of stuff. Is anybody asking?
If I do, notice that I'll have a history of this because I'll never forget back in your Xbox Drive days when Luke was around.
Yeah,
I think I was hammering Luke over the head for like 2 years. I was like, we need a Persona Warriors,
Yeah.
And they fucking did that. Like that actually happened. I was
Did
like,
they
holy.
really?
Yeah,
I don't
there's a
remember that.
Persona Warriors. And I got it and I was like, I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be my favorite thing ever. And the fucking thing about that game is I would have loved it if it isn't just Persona. It's also fucking forever long.
Oh, is that what
I was like,
Strikers is? Is that what you're saying?
Strikers. Yeah, I was like, you guys
didn't know
completely missed the point of making a Warriors game. It's fucking forever long, Sean. It's like just like the Persona
Just
game.
Persona.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I never played that one.
I want a 15-hour Warriors game about Persona. Like get in and get out. Like give me the taste, give me the art, give me the music, but without the longevity. And they were like, no, we're gonna make Persona game, but instead of the turn-based, it's Warriors, and you're just gonna play this for 70 hours.
That's so much. I don't think I realized. I thought Warriors games were.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's Strikers or what's the other one, because there's the RTS one, there's the Rabbids one too. That's really good, and that is really good. I got that on Switch and was kind of digging it for like a couple weeks this year.
Yeah, I know the other one you're talking about. Isn't it a little bit more chibi
It's
looking?
like P Persona 5 something. What is that?
Persona 5 games. Which ones? Persona 5. Let's see. Every Persona 5 game explained. 5 is mainline. Okay, got it. What's the next one?
Yeah. So to complete Persona 5, this is how long to beat. Persona 5 Strikers, the main plus like the extra bits, 50 hours.
That's a lot.
That's so much for a Warriors game. Like, who wants to do that?
I thought that's what Warriors games were. I thought that's what they all were doing.
No, like
I didn't
the
realize they
campaign
were
should
tight.
be like 10 to 15 hours tops. You should get in and get out. Like, nobody wants to sit here and just keep doing this over and over and over and over again.
I might need to fire that up on stream and have you kind of help me with that, because I feel like first level's fine, and then it's like there's a specific order you got to go, like tackle these objectives in around the map and stuff. Have you checked out that 33 Immortals game? What?
Wait, which Warriors game are you talking about? You talking about like Calamity or Hyrule?
Hyrule Warriors, I think, is the maybe one and only game that I played.
I mean,
I just kept losing.
I really like this. You have to, so you can lose if you're not paying attention to like the
find a way.
shit that are because you'll be playing, and if you're just focused on who you're fighting, you can miss. Like you have in the corner, you have these little text pop-ups, and people ask for help.
Right.
And like, and if you lose your commander, you die, or you lose your fort, you die. If you don't complete the objective, you die. So that's a part of the gameplay. People make fun of Musou games. It's like there's a bit more to it than. You know, people are like, "Oh, you just press A." There's a little bit more to it.
That's all I've been doing, and I lose. So I'm
there. You go. Point made.
I'm like, well, I'm too stupid for a Musou game, I guess.
What is that? What is that? What is that fucking
the other
game?
Persona game?
Yeah. What is that Persona?
Oh, I just closed the window of all the other things. I thought.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Strikers, Reload, Royal, Tactica. P5 Tactica.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
So,
remember the rumors before that too? The Tactics game.
That one's
yes.
fun. That one's fun. It's pretty good. If you're into the Fire Emblem thing, that is a really good bet to go play. It's fun.
I forgot about that game.
Is
it on Steam?
I kind of love. I think it's everywhere. I played it on Switch. I think it was on Game Pass. I literally think it's everywhere. It might still be on Game Pass.
It's $80 on Steam.
No way, $80.
Well, that'd be $60 US.
I bought Tactica on Switch, I think, for like $13. Physical. The cartridge.
What in the world?
that thing was on
Tactica
sale for
Xbox.
$20 everywhere for a year.
Yeah, Amazon I could buy it physical on Xbox for $50. I could buy it physical on Switch for $30.
Yeah, as I say, that all sounds way too much. Maybe you need to go secondhand.
Well, again, it's 30% or 40% is the exchange rate. Like our dollar is way higher.
Okay.
So I don't know if that accounts for it all. But
Hang on, I'm gonna look up just what I got a used price on eBay right now. If I look it up, like what's the cheapest?
Yarden just said in the chat, I grabbed it at GameStop for $10 a couple months ago.
So I'm seeing it used PS5, 10, 11, 12, 13. Here's a Switch copy for $14.50. Yeah, it's a really cheap game, and it's a good game too. Like it's a really good one. If you're wanting that XCOM, that Fire Emblem, if you want that kind of, you want to scratch.
Oh yeah, this is kind of
Persona's a good one to
chibi.
do it.
Yeah, cool.
So
look
I
to it.
love the Persona 5 cast. I love Anne and Joker and stuff, and I like the story, but like I cannot play those games. Like the actual term, the RPG. It's too involved, it's too long, and it's just
very long. Yeah.
it's not for me. So I watched the anime. That's
Oh,
how I
nice.
engaged in all that, and
That's
I
a good
love
idea.
I love the art style, and I love the music. So for years, I was pounding the table like I want a Muso, like make a Persona, and they did, and then I got it, and it was like, no, this isn't what I
Mm.
wanted. Why is it 60 hours long?
Because it's got Persona in the title.
Who's
That's
got
why.
time for this?
Yeah, I'm busy playing Valhalla for 200 hours.
Yeah, good point.
Who's got time for
point.
this Persona game, man?
But that took me like 3 years.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm so ready for Shadow. I think me and you might be the only two people hyped for Shadows.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Dev is
people
hyped.
love
I
to
know a
hate
lot of
on
people
this.
are hyped.
People love to hate on this garbage.
I don't want to say, well, that's true. People do love. People just hate Ubisoft.
Yep.
Like, so
Yep.
I want to say I'm worried, but I want to point off that like they've delayed it again now. So
Yep.
like March.
Good. It's fine.
So here's the problem. I don't know when my analog drops, but I've been thinking it's coming sometime in March, and that might be a problem. It might be an issue.
When your analog, your 64,
The 64
emulator,
that might be a
thingy. Yeah.
Because I don't mind putting off Shadows because I'm sure it's 200 hours long. You know, it's like
price will come down.
Well, it's not even the price. I don't even worry about the price.
Yeah.
Because what I've said this for a long time. Generally speaking, Ubisoft's hooked us up with games for some time now, so I probably have access to it. But
yeah,
I plan on buying it on Steam anyway.
Yeah,
I'll probably buy it on Steam and not even play it until I'm ready to play it. But I want to buy it on Steam because I want to tell you, like, I kind of want to vote with my wallet. Ubisoft, put your fucking games here day one.
Jesus.
You know, it's like, I don't care if you give me the game. Like, I'm going to buy it just to prove to a point. It's like, you should be doing this anyway.
Yeah. I'm kind of I'm in very similar boat. We often get codes from Ubisoft. And honestly, that's been one of like the strongest relationships we've had. It's been great to have over the years. But I've got this gaming PC that I think is a little bit more capable. Like, I wonder what Assassin's Creed might be.
That's where I want to play it. I want to play it on PC.
But my history is in Xbox, and you know me, like I'm a bit irrational about this kind of thing, where I want to have my Assassin's Creed games in the same place, especially because Odyssey in particular is so special to me. So I kind of just want those digitally in the same place. It's nonsense.
There's rumors that it's being ported to Switch too, and I've considered, like, do I wait for that?
Shadows is being ported to Switch too. I mean, Ubisoft, they're bonkers, man. They love new consoles.
Nate the Hate said, because when the news broke, I went and listened to his podcast. Nate the Hate said, Switch 2 trailers coming Thursday. He didn't say this week. He didn't say in a days.
Yeah, he nailed
soon.
it.
He didn't say imminently. He said it's happening Thursday.
Yeah.
And everybody reported that. Guess what nobody else reported? He reported games that were coming to it and the Switch One, like a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
And nobody mentioned any of that. He said that Switch One is still getting games this year. He specifically said it's getting a port of Kirby Planet Robobot, which I will buy. Absolutely. That game is incredible. He said it's getting Metroid 2 and 3. Of course, they got to get those out before Prime 4. And he said something else, which I don't remember at the time. But on the Switch 2 front, he said that Ubisoft is bringing a half dozen games to Switch 2. He said that Mirage will be there day one.
Yeah.
So they're bringing Assassin's Creed Mirage. He says that they want to do a Mario Rabbids collection. And I was like, that makes sense. Just bundle both games together and resell
that'd be great.
And then he said they're working on bringing Shadows to Switch 2. He said it won't be there at launch, but it'll come shortly after.
That's bonkers.
And that did give me pause. I was like, wait a minute. I kind of would love to, like, I got a brand new console. You know, you got to wait maybe till the summer, but like, boy, does that sound fun though. Like that might be something worth waiting on. And like I could try that out and see what it's like.
No, this is where I get a little whatever about it. I want my Assassin's Creed to be my showcase game. Like there's not too many games that I really look to go like, what do video games look like now? What can they do? How can they feel? Like I want it to
I get you.
Kind of want a bit of a showcase here. And that's what has me thinking PC as well.
In the same spirit as you, but in a different direction.
Yeah.
I kind of always love getting an Assassin's Creed game with a new console.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's something I've always done. I honestly think I've always done it. I get a new piece of hardware, and it's one of the things I love about Ubisoft. They always have a fucking game there for you to play. Always.
Yep.
You never have to worry about it. And like there's like a tradition, a ritual of getting an Assassin's Creed game on my new whatever.
Yep.
And I may just get it twice. You know, like I make it on a PC, and then when the Switch comes later, especially because they probably have cross save,
Yeah.
right? I probably pick up where I left off and play it on Switch 2 because I want to see what it's like. I want to like, how does Switch 2 run a game like this?
Very intriguing.
How compromised is it?
No, it's got
Is
that
it
DLSS.
trash?
It's got all this
Is it
crazy
good?
stuff in it. Yeah.
Like, what if it runs 1080p? Like, that could look amazing.
That could look pretty incredible.
You know, like, so I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
John32 says same day as Xenoblade. I haven't looked into this specifically. Did they delay it to the same day as Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition?
That sounds probably
Assassin's
right,
Creed,
I don't know.
Shadows.
You do that and I'll look at
release
Xenoblade.
date. And then, yeah, you do that. Okay, so Assassin's Creed coming out March 20th. I don't know. I thought Xenoblade was like 23rd or 27th or something like that.
I just looked up Xenoblade March 20th. Yeah.
The same day?
Xenoblade X. Fuck. Which I'm also getting.
Oh, how have I not realized this yet? Like, this is
Xenoblade
like old
X
news now.
On Switch sounds wild.
What do you mean?
I gotta get it. I got it.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. Yeah.
So I haven't really liked Xenoblade since Xenoblade X.
Oh,
Xenoblade is a game that I used to love, and
Yeah.
then like the Switch happened, and I've like Pokemon, I've fallen off.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm like, I don't know if this is for me anymore. Xenoblade 2 really did it for me. Like it really I was like, oh, this is not great.
B-Monk says Valhalla with Series X on console release day was a great day. I don't remember that being the case.
It was the
That's
first
crazy.
Yeah, it was the first game. Yeah, it was what I played.
That's great.
That's what I
Yeah,
played.
definitely. Yeah, and the same kind of energy. Like I want to like that's a bit of a flagship moment for the Series X. Like it looks like this. Look at this giant new Valhalla game. It looks great. Like,
Captain Awesome. I bought the Batman Arkham trilogy on Switch exactly for that. It's going to get upgraded on Switch too. Now here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this: Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, they run great on Switch. Get it anyway.
Yeah,
play it right now. They literally do. I played Arkham City when I got it, and I was like, this is kind of
those games totally hold up, man. They're so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got them in a bunch of different places.
Yeah, I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla on. That was like my next gen experience. I was like, oh, this is way better.
Yeah.
This is way better than the 1X.
Yeah.
There's something about just new console Ubisoft game for me. I almost always
did you guys guess how much the Switch 2 is going to cost? Do you have an idea like what you think this is going to cost?
So the entire world, like the majority of people, all think it's going to be $399.99, and I'm inclined to agree with them, but I just hold reservation that everything to right now is more than we think it's going to be.
Totally. Yes.
I have two caveats. So like and I know that I'm riding the fence here, so I just get to be that person. I agree on the $399.99 for a couple of reasons. One, I think any price higher will be met with negative reaction.
Yeah.
It just seems that like that's the most a lot of people are willing to give Nintendo.
Right.
I don't think that's fair, but I think that's where people are. That's a reality.
Yeah.
So that's a reality of the situation. Because I look at the tech and I look at the world and I look what PlayStation's doing and I look at tariffs, and like the tariffs thing might be more a part of this than people are letting on. Like even with the launch, like we get this trailer and it's not until April, and then we're gonna like the way this all might be delayed out. I've part of me, I was like, I wonder if they're waiting on the tariffs thing.
Yeah, just seeing what actually plays out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of those factors have me thinking this thing could be $500.
Yep.
You know, like I keep telling people I'd be more shocked if it's 400 than 500.
Yeah.
Like I would be more shocked. But there are two things that give me pause, which ultimately I think it lands on $399. So if I have to pick, I think it's $399.99 for two reasons. They're going to raise the price of games. And they sell a shit ton of games. They sold 70 million Mario Karts and 40 million Zeldas and 50 million Animal Crossings. They're all going to raise the price $10 on every one of those.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to offset the cost of the console. There's a razor blade situation here.
100%.
So I think that's a factor for them to very un-Nintendo-like, but margin really close.
Right.
As close as they can. The second one is this SD card situation that seems to be brewing. By all accounts, it looks like the Switch's preferred format. What we don't know yet is if it's preferred or mandatory. But what we do know, based on the leaks and the SKUs that popped in retailers, is that the Switch will be marketed against the micro SD Express format.
Okay.
And they're going to want you to buy this Express micro SD card, which are more expensive than the SD cards we have. Now they're a lot faster. It's good stuff, right? I keep peddling the idea that I wonder if they're mandatory. You
Mm.
have to use this SD card. And I wonder if they're getting a kickback from that. Because this is a format that SanDisk and Samsung, I don't think, have popularized. They've been out for like a year. They're not really gaining traction. Nobody wants to pay more for SD cards,
Right.
even if they're faster.
Right.
Yeah,
it's really only like in photography where that really matters, right?
The Switch will drive this market.
Yeah, I see.
Like they don't even have 512s and 1 terabyte versions of this to buy right now.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't think I realized how much faster these are, these express ones.
They're like, I forget. Yardley had it. He can tell us again.
Yeah.
It's like 4, 5, 10 times faster than the current ones we have.
Wow.
It's a lot faster.
Okay, yeah, no kidding.
So the SKUs that were in the GameCube thing or in the GameStop listings was, I think 512 was $85 and a terabyte was $150.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. Okay.
So this brings up something I brought up on Switch, I brought up on Shack like a year ago. When we started hearing about the faster storage, the faster bandwidth, I took what I thought were lessons from the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. I was like, do they give us proprietary memory? I was like, because they're not going to let you open up your Switch and put an SSD in it or expand the SSD that comes in it. They're not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
It's going to be soldered to the board.
Yeah.
And like Xbox went proprietary, which we know.
Yeah.
PlayStation didn't go proprietary, but they created a slot to allow people to do this.
Yeah.
I was like, so how does Nintendo get around that? Like, surely they don't want you just plopping in some 30 gigabyte or gigabit transfer slow as hell. Like, that's not going to be compatible with games. And so I'm starting to think, oh, there he is. So he helped me with this on the other day. It's 2 times faster than SATA SSD and 4 times faster than standard SD card.
2 times faster than SATA SSD?
SATA. So I'm starting to think that these are proprietary. Not proprietary in the sense that Nintendo's making them, but they're mandatory.
So what are we talking like? Is that 1,000? Is that gigabit? Is that like
if you want to use an SD card on Switch 2, it needs to be the Express SD card, and you're gonna have to buy it. It's gonna be full price.
1,000 megabytes per second. That's insane.
And I bet Nintendo's getting, some sort of kickback for helping drive that market, and I think that also might help them keep that console at 400. Anyway, long story short, sorry. I realized I was rambling way too long on that.
Not at all. No, I didn't know anything about this. This is fascinating. But yeah, $490. Yeah, I mean everything's more expensive now. That sucks.
Like
that's SATA, not M. I know. Yeah.
PlayStation raised the price of their console years later. That's nuts. That's a wild thing that happened.
Yeah.
They're like, the console costs more now. Like, what?
Yeah, tell me about it.
So there's a lot of people that are like, Nintendo can't possibly go above, and I'm like, they totally can and may have to.
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
I think everybody agrees 400 is the sweet spot.
Yeah. Well, and again, here it's even more. So we'll talk a universal language of USD.
Sure.
But everybody in Canada freaks out at that too.
If there's a tariff, maybe it's $449. Maybe they have an SD card bundle. But if you're looking at, I want to switch to and a 1 terabyte SD Express card, let's say it's $400. You're looking at $550 with tax. It's a $600 purchase.
Yeah, and
that ain't
controller,
cheap. Yeah, that ain't cheap at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's without even talking games yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this will be interesting for them because if they touch anywhere near $500, not that it's not going to happen. It's going to happen anyway. But all of the PC handhelds, like every gaming company, is going to stack them all up right next to each other and be like, "Well, you could get a Steam Deck and this and that and a ROG Ally." It's bound to happen.
Well, I wonder if because they're not doing OLED. That's a cost-cutting measure as well. They'll go back to an LCD screen, just a regular one. So
Digital Foundry says they're using 8 nanobit fabrication, which is cheaper, 8 nanometer.
Yeah. You know what I want to see? So the teaser or whatever, it showed you an OG Switch, and then it went and it was bigger compared to that. But how much bigger compared to an OLED is it? Because so many of us, I don't know about you, but I haven't held an OG Switch in a long time. I've been playing off my OLED, so I've gotten used to that one being bigger.
I can answer that for you now. We've seen those. Those comparisons exist.
I mean, the biggest thing is where my mindset, try to wrap my mind around this is the Joy-Cons fit snug on both the OLED and the Switch itself. The same Joy-Cons fit. So even how the hell does that work?
All right, here, I've got it. Let me open it up.
Are the screens? Oh, because the screen it doesn't have the bezel on as
So
much
we
on
have,
the OLED.
based on the 3D models that leaked, there's people have made videos of these things next to each other.
Okay.
So I
Yeah, it
can do
must
this
be
for
quite
you.
a bit bigger, actually.
I can do this for you right now. It's like I got you, Sean. Let's see here, right here, share and pop that in there. That's
Oh
what you're looking at.
wow! Compared to an OLED, that is way bigger.
So that is the OLED, and then this
Yeah.
would be the switch to based on the. This was the model that leaked like a year ago in China. This was like a 3D printed model, but we now know all of these dimensions and everything to be correct.
Yeah,
So
no kidding.
this is it. This is what it will look next to that.
What are the two buttons under the right thumbstick? One of them is the home button, but then there's
And the
another...
other one's the C button.
Oh, that's the thing that we're all
That's the
wondering
C
what the
button.
heck is it.
So
Interesting.
nobody knows what that is. There is a recent leak that seems to be growing trend, and that it stands for Campus, which is potentially Nintendo's new like chat grouping friends system, social network,
Wouldn't that
something,
be
some sort of
crazy?
social application.
Wow. Yeah.
But people have wondered if it's cast, if it's chat. I mean, I do think it stands for something, but I've been making the joke on Shaq the whole time that like it could just be a C button. Like I do
Yeah.
love that we got a
Yeah.
leak that it was a C button, and the world went with, what does C mean?
C stand for. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, there's an A button, a B button, like the X button
Yeah.
doesn't stand for X-ray. Like we've had C buttons on controller. The Wii had a C button, the 64 had a C button. Like I
Yeah.
agree with them. I do believe it stands for something. I think that's true. But I do
Yeah.
think it's hilarious that they're like, but what does C mean?
Wouldn't cast be amazing? Because that's Wii U territory.
That's Wii U. That's people almost, I think, I don't believe it, but people are almost willing it. Like they want to believe in that.
Hey man, well, this is the fun part about not knowing. You can just sit there and not
That's
know
true.
it. And like, let's just
That's
dream
true.
stuff up. That would be fun. Because there
Um,
is some sort of like just enough connective tissue. There's enough of a precedent. Like Nintendo likes to have that like simultaneous
I mean,
video.
I love Wii. I think we both love the Wii U. I would love to see. I want dual screen gaming. I miss it. Zelda is not as good
Big time.
without
Yep.
it.
I
It
mean,
just isn't.
complete the DS 3DS.
Yeah,
Like if that's
peak-
that's how you do the two screen
Peak
thing.
Zelda was dual screen Zelda. That is peak Zelda
I completely agree. Well, on the 3DS, none of that stylus
on the Wii U.
nonsense. Fair, yeah.
I love like having my map and my inventory and being able to quickly swap and move. Like that was
Yeah.
perfect.
I have Breath of
everything
the
else
Wild
is
on Wii
less
U.
than.
I never played it.
I have it too. I have it on my modded Wii U.
Yeah, I hope they still have some excitement and joy and surprises for us.
I mean,
And
that's what they do. They
Yeah.
capitalize on our nostalgia and our
yeah.
tie-in. They would do something for sure.
Well, maybe it's an intentional tease that they put out there. It's like, yeah, think less of us for a minute. Think that we got nothing, and then they come over the top.
Of course.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
it's so funny. People are like, I heard a lot of people are like, this is your first impression. This is your first chance. Like, no, they're selling you the Switch 2.
Hmm.
Like, they literally could put this out with no games and like millions of people would buy it.
That's very true. Yeah, if it was available now,
And if
just
you're
go buy
like,
it.
that's their privilege. Xbox did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, so did like this is a
Well,
not
people
an-
didn't like that.
it's not as fun, but it
Yeah.
is not, it's not abnormal.
Yeah.
But they will. They're gonna hype it. Like it's coming. It's coming.
Well,
It just wasn't,
I'm really looking forward to this direct.
just wasn't Thursday.
Sure. Well, it'll be in April, and I want to just maybe
Feels like a
park
long
a thought
time,
for
but
me.
I don't think
No,
it
it'll-
is. It'll be here. February's a short month.
Yep.
We've got games to play.
It's right around the
Xenoblade's
corner.
Cup.
Yeah,
It'll
we're
be
gonna
here
be busy.
before we think it. Yeah, it's like what? It's like
Yeah.
8 podcasts. That's
Just
not that far
patience,
away.
everybody.
It's not that far away. I didn't think about it like that. It's 8 shacks away.
Oh, that's a fun way to think about it.
It's not that
I like
far
that.
away. I think it's actually like 10, but like it's not that far.
John 32 in our Discord, he tagged me in he found the video of Bobby, Toby, and I reacting to the January 12th, 2017, whatever you call that.
Was
the
that
conference.
presentation? Oh,
Yeah.
my lasting memory. I brought this up on Shaq some time ago. My
Yeah.
lasting memory is of you not liking it.
I didn't like it. I was
So this almost history repeating itself.
exactly well, and so It is. It definitely is. And especially back then, because Bobby and Toby were pumped about it. They're like, they cannot wait to throw all their money. I'm like, guys, what did you just see? Aside from now, when I look back, because I watched the video again, and that Breath of the Wild trailer, it is yet to be outdone.
No,
it's one of the greatest things I've
Masterclass.
ever seen, and it hit those guys in the moment on every single level. For me, it was mainly the music that I remember hitting me in that moment. But they were just like, "Oh, I can't believe this," and it was
the drama,
crazy.
Like the expression in her eyes, you know, like it felt so dramatic.
Yes, and the Japanese voiceover, of course, always better, better. The Japanese voiceover.
It was incredible.
But it was everything before that presentation that I wasn't
remember.
like.
Well, I don't remember all of it, but I remember like the back of my hand. You were really out on 1-2 Switch, and I listen.
Yeah, I was.
The whole world agreed with you. Like everybody agrees with you. It wasn't great, but here's the thing. I love that about you. You have. I'm being dead serious. You have a very critical eye for these things.
Yeah,
and I've watched live events with you, and you're almost always analyzing these things like this.
Yeah,
and I do think it's a high bar, but I like it. You know, it's like you don't just let go for the hype.
Yeah,
it takes a lot to get you there. It's almost like a reserve. It's almost like a protective measure. You know,
that makes sense.
Why are we so hype? You know, like you don't like get lost to it, and I'm just the opposite. So I like that about you a lot.
That's funny.
I think it's a good it's a good combo. It's a good fire and ice type thing.
Well, because I played Half-Life 2 before, Donnie. This is the whole thing. Like I've seen some great shit in my life, you know? Like
Sure.
I've been there when Phil Spencer said 360 back compat is coming, man. Like it's
I brought
Tony
this up.
says he's been hurt before. I
brought this up. I don't remember what it was. Last week before, 3 weeks ago, I brought it up. I was like, I remember Sean at the thing, because I agree with you. I tell people all the time that presentation, just how it was shot, its production, I think it was weird.
And you have to remember the Wii U was a catastrophe. So this was their fix.
So when I brought it up, Rebecca was like, I don't like that. And I was like, listen, to give my man some cover fire, you don't have the context that I have in that moment. We're coming off the Wii U.
Yeah.
And we roll into this, and they're talking about marbles and cows and shit. I was like,
the ice cubes.
Like I totally get it.
Yeah.
You wanted them to re-enter and make a statement and be like, no, we're back. And 1-2 Switch ain't it.
Listen,
you know,
Bobby and I every week for I don't know how many years at that point. We ran a show, or we did a show called "If We Ran Nintendo."
That's what it was.
Yes,
I brought that. That's what it is.
If We Ran Nintendo was my life at the time, and so I had practice every week for an hour or so, going like we could do it better.
I think that's why you're critical. I mean, honestly, you're. I mean this. Maybe you don't agree with this.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
I think you're more critical of Nintendo than you are of Xbox. And I think the reason you might be that way is because for 6 years of your life, you podcasted with Bobby. So
maybe
you were Bobby's counter.
Yeah.
Like that was your role, because Bobby is probably more like me.
100%.
Oh, fucking let's go.
I was always reacting to Bobby like, okay, calm down, buddy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it was the price too. I remember being like, I thought it was expensive. And back then again, like exchange rates in Canada and all this stuff. And it gets into the whole argument about, do you buy a console for one game? Right. And that was the heart of it. And I love being wrong about this, by the way. Like, I wish I was hyped in that moment for Switch, because obviously it turned out to be this incredible thing.
Needed one game.
In my analysis, I was way wrong. I missed the forest for the trees and everything.
I think a part of that is it would be nice if Xbox had that privilege, like that opportunity to do that.
100%.
They do not. Dev has brought this up forever. It is not fair. It is not an equal playing ground. Right. They almost have to go above and beyond. It has to be better on price, better on graphics, better on game, for anybody to even give it an idea.
Totally.
And Nintendo just totally gets to walk up with one good game and this fucking weird Ice Cube thing, and they're like, Mario
Kart.
And they're
like, oh my God, yes, we got it. Yeah, and it's like, I know.
And it's so easy to be like, hypocrites. But guess
Yeah.
what? But the people respond, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like they'll own it. They're like,
Well, and look at the last couple of Xbox presentations, whether it's the developer direct or the things they do at Summer Game Fest or E3, or like the last couple have been, I think, bangers. And people walk away from those going like, holy shit, like Xbox is bringing it. And it doesn't translate into anything. That's got to be so frustrating if you're in Xbox land. Yeah.
we've talked about this a lot.
I know.
We
did our predictions for Xbox, and I literally
how
said,
hard is it to translate it when you see what they're doing as a company?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying I'm out on Xbox, because I'm not. There are the things that I will love forever.
Yeah.
I love Gears and Fable. My love for those franchises far exceeds any respect or love I have or affinity for the company Xbox right now.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's very difficult, because it is somewhat hypocritical, because I don't mind that they're putting games in other places. It's how they're going about putting games in other places that I mind.
Yeah.
It's cutting the feet out from the folks that supported them. It's cutting the feet out from the people that signed up for Game Pass. Like they said, not we said. Now this isn't like a false prophecy. They said we were buying Bethesda, we were buying Double Fine, we were buying Ninja Theory to pump up our exclusive library, to pump up Game Pass. And then right when those games are coming out, they're like, actually, we're putting all of those games on everything else. And this console you bought and this Game Pass you bought, you didn't really need to. You could have bought something else and we'd still like it. It feels like, I feel like as their customer, they've pulled the rug out from under me.
Yeah.
You know, like I bought into what they sold and they're like, we've changed our mind.
Yeah, I can see
so
it.
So now I've changed my mind.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
so
you're
it's
on
like,
PC.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
They'll have a really, really hard time getting me to buy into a new venture or a new product.
Yeah.
I'm in the like, now you have to really prove it to me.
100%.
Because I was there. I bought day one and I waited.
Yeah.
I waited for these games, and every year is a wait for next year, and the delay. The next year is going to be the year, and it felt like we never got the realization of that promise before they cut bait.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really hate about that, this is something I've been chewing on for a little bit. You know, like I tell people, or I tell you, and I tell these people, I mean you.
And everybody listening.
You know, I cut the grass and I think about these ideas, or I clean the garage and I was thinking about these. I was cleaning the garage after Christmas, putting all the Christmas decorations. And I was thinking, I was like, you know, the real sad part of being that short-sighted is that like Nintendo has gone through phases.
Yeah.
Like the GameCube or the Wii U. And that led to beautiful things on the other sides because they kept to their vision.
Yeah.
And PlayStation's been there, and Xbox just has no desire. They're like, well, this didn't work. Change fucking everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, why don't you double down? And it's like I've talked about
something.
Believe in what you're doing enough that you're willing, you know, but they're not. And that's okay. It took me a long time. I've accepted it. And now I just, okay then. Like I think we talked about this maybe the last Sweet Hangs.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always the Xbox is dead segment.
It's about making money, right? That's what you say. It's about we're gonna make. Okay, then put everything like the. Then what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I'm totally fine. You make a console. I'm not interested in buying it because you're putting everything everywhere. Okay, but let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Then I want Gears. I want Fable. I want Halo. I want all of these things you're doing.
Well, you'll get Halo. Switch. You'll get Halo on Switch. It'll be there.
I wanted all my things.
Yeah, it'll be there. Don't worry about it. I still like the box that they make most. So I'll just be there.
It's just a box.
Yeah. And then, I guess so.
It's a box of mini boxes now. You know, like it's.
We'll see what Steam comes out with too. If they're going to do it.
I would much rather that. I would much rather that. Give me a Steam box.
Just because of the library you have?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's all about the games.
Honestly, it's not just the library. I like if I had the choice, if I had two boxes, they're the equal box, just the same. They do the same thing, same internals.
Yeah.
And one ran Steam OS and the other one ran Xbox OS. Give me the Steam OS box.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why not? It's got PlayStation games on it, right? I can still do like Xbox. I'm assuming Xbox is going to give us some sort of PC-like integration that I can run emulators and stuff on, but like Steam does that. It's built into Steam. I can do it in Steam.
Maybe Xbox is up to something, man. I still hold out some sort of hope that the wizards down there are doing. I know you have. This is maybe me being less critical. This is flip-flop. I am being less critical about Xbox for whatever reason.
My point that I've been making, I'm sorry to remember, I want you to make that point, but my point.
No, you're good. I made it.
I've been telling Grouchy and stuff is like, I think I reached a point where I'm done waiting on Xbox.
Sure. Yeah.
You show up and tell me when you're ready. Like you, but until then, I'm not sitting around. Because
you actively go and look at other things, and I don't know. I'm not quite as like jumpy to the next thing. Like you have like your handheld. You could go to your Switch back and forth. Like you're not really settling in anywhere actually. So it's not surprising that if Xbox is not really compelling anybody to stick around, like surely it isn't going to work on you.
But at CES, they're like, we've got a handheld coming, and I was like, okay, why are you here?
Yeah,
like it's like, but you don't have one here.
Yeah.
So why are you here? Like, how about we stop doing that? Like, I would very much like Xbox to stop telling us how great the future is going to be. Like when cloud is coming, it's like the future. I think I told Garrett, this may sound overly critical. Xbox feels like it's been perpetually in beta for like 5 years.
Yeah, that's
like, how about we get out of that?
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Stop telling us how great it will be.
Yeah.
And just focus on put your head down and get there.
Donnie, don't worry about it. Remember the last time we talked, I think I said PlayStation was going to be out of business in 5 years or something crazy like that. I don't think I said that, but that's how people interpreted it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we talked about how like, like Concord just failed and they dropped that and they're not a $1 organization. Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, they're a couple. They can't afford too many crazy mistakes.
Cancel more games.
That's what I was gonna say, man. Like
Ben sounds like it's in trouble.
Everybody and for at least a minute, some of that what typically is overly critical doomsday kind of commentary that is often in Xbox world. It's like I saw some PlayStation fans going like, "Bring us back what we want," and it's like. Which is a single player, the PS4 style game. And so, all this stuff, people have to remember how we got here with Xbox was like, there's not enough games. There's not enough first party output. And the Xbox has no games became a damning narrative.
Oh yeah. That was a meme. I mean, that's a real, yeah.
Well, if PlayStation had a bunch of their developers all working on these live service stuff that a bunch of them are getting canceled, it's like, maybe start that timer up in PlayStation land. Okay, when you're getting Yotai, that's good.
The difference being that they buy exclusives.
100%, totally. And it's like, like if Phil Spencer's doing a very Sean Capri kind of thing, and it's like just let up on your rules, dude. Just like I know you said this, and maybe it's Satya. I don't know where it's coming from, but they've got this like. I don't know, this righteousness or something about exclusives, and it's like I
don't think it's a righteousness thing. They tried it and it blew up in their face.
They tried it. Well, yeah, but again, it's context. They tried the exclusives thing where it's like you have one exclusive a year and it's Quantum Break, or it's it's just not. It's not enough. It gets back to the output. It wasn't enough. When you buy external, I see what you're saying.
See, so PlayStation has, they had Ronin. Final Fantasy. I know there's like
Stellar Blade.
There's like a dozen. Yeah, they
have a bunch.
2, 3, 4 of these a year. So even though they're not first party output, they might as well to the customer. They might as well be.
Totally,
they're first party. You can only buy them here games.
Yeah.
And Xbox does it, and it hurts. And not only do they not have that, now they don't even have their own exclusives at all.
Yeah.
They're kind of being like exclusives don't matter. It's like, well, the next time you try to sell hardware, guess what? I'm here to tell you it does.
I know.
Because they're not going to sell as many Xboxes. They're just not.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. And you can like it, not like it, side with it, not side with it. But the reality is that if you don't have software to push your platform and people can get that software on other platforms, why do they need to buy another platform? That's a real thing. And the thing that made me shift on this, which we've talked about before, is just, and if you're not selling as many of those platforms you used to sell, now what does that do for me in the subscription and the service that I bought into? Now what? Yeah. And I think Xbox's answer is that's why we have to sell games on other systems.
Play Lonely Mountains Downhill or the skiing one that's coming out next week.
I thought of you.
Yeah, dude. I picked it in Fantasy Critic. Play that. Don't abandon ship entirely, man. Check out that.
I have.
I know you have. It's well, whatever. Do whatever the hell you want.
Well, I think it's fine. I think here's the thing. I'm willing to embrace the new Xbox.
Yeah.
It just isn't a hardware Xbox. I'm totally fine with that.
Sure.
I have my PC. My PC is
You have
an
an
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah.
I have a Switch 2. I want that to be an Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm willing to live in that existence.
100%.
It does hurt. I'm going to miss the Xbox that I used to love.
Seamus Blackley's just like
We're going to
ragtag
disrupt the injury. Like I think about
Mhm.
that constantly. You think of that Power On documentary,
Yep.
and I'm sitting
Totally.
here and I'm
I
like,
do think about that.
what would they have done in 2020
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't Sadia and it wasn't Phil? They would have. What if Ballmer was sitting in that room, and they're like, we're being outsold,
Yeah.
1 to 3 to 1.
Yeah.
You'd have been like, here's $100 million. Go fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause they
Double the
walked
power
in-
of whatever else is out there.
Yeah, they walked in and they're like, the
Mhm.
red rings. He's like, go fix it.
Yeah.
Like that energy is gone.
It is crazy to me that somehow, like, it seemed like the Series X, the focus was power, all these teraflops and everything. And it is, like, thinking back to that, it's nuts how their parity, if not actually games run better on PlayStation oftentimes. Like, it's like they really went for that. If there was one thing they were really going for, it was going to be like the power, and they didn't win it, which is
They
nuts.
were PC for the
Yeah.
home console.
Yeah.
And now they're like, we still want to do that. But it's like Steam beat you. Like they are that.
Yeah.
They've beaten you to that. And it seems like now with all the comments that they're making about what they want to be, it's like you want to be Steam?
Yeah.
Is that a good idea?
I know. It's so,
Is that a good, like, you think
established over
that's
there.
going to work for you?
yeah.
When EA and Origin and Ubisoft, and they've all tried to be Steam. Epic is literally like free games every day. And Steam is eating all of their lunch. It just seems like a bad idea.
Yep. Yeah.
I would love to see them win. I would love to see them like win out on that idea.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have a lot. Like, why? Again, it comes to that faith. My faith has been shaken.
Sure.
Why
Yeah.
would you believe in it?
Yeah, there's no
In-
history or pattern. Of,
What world in the last 5 years would give you any belief that they can establish a market anywhere?
Yeah, well, they've literally been aiming at the new markets, the other areas. So they've been like, where are
they're
gamers
chasing-
not? The
That's
cloud.
where D-Life.
Yeah.
D-Life is all about this cloud stuff. And every
Mhm.
day he's in our chat talking about cloud. And I'm like, show me the people that are buying games for cloud.
Yeah.
Where are the customers?
Yeah.
You're like, this is great, but where are they? Who's paying for this?
Yeah. Maybe somewhere in the world, but it isn't us.
It's not a lot, or they'd
Yeah.
be touting those numbers.
Yeah, that's true.
They said it in the trial under oath.
Well,
They
he
were like,
says,
yeah,
you know, there's more
cloud is
Xbox
like
users than ever.
2%, whatever the hell that. And they're counting
Exactly.
Minecraft people on
Exactly.
PS4 and Switch and PC.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, like
Sorry,
I
they're
don't
gonna
know,
get
man.
some major Japanese thing this year. There's a bunch of rumors about that. Like,
it's Final Fantasy.
yeah, it is Final Fantasy.
It's people are like, and people are going to try to make that a big deal. And it's like, dude, it's 7 years later.
Is that how long it's been since Final Fantasy Remake?
I feel like it. Was it 2018?
2017? You might be right.
17, right? Like it's PS4 game. Like, is that really what we're doing right now? We're supposed to be hyped that after that game has come out literally everywhere on everything. And I think you can get it on PlayStation for like $10. That's
2020. Is that real? 2020? It feels
no,
older
that's got to
than
be that's got to be the second one, right? It was like chapter 2.
that.
Maybe you're right. I can't even begin to act like I know what the fuck's happening with Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
this keeps saying.
Maybe it was just
Final Fantasy
because
Remake
it was
2020.
announced so long ago for PlayStation.
It
4.
absolutely was. It was part of that showcase of dreams or whatever, alongside Shenmue and
Oh god,
The
what
Last
a
Guardian. I
disaster.
think that finally just I mean everything's within context, right? You have to remember where everything was at the time.
And I'm not a Final Fantasy person, so it's easy for me to shit on this. I bet there are people that grew up loving that franchise and they are jazzed to see it finally on Xbox. But it's like, to me, if you're that person, I have so many questions. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to sit down and talk to you. It's like, here you are pining for this game that literally is available everywhere. Like,
But don't
and
worry,
you've
Perfect Dark's going to solve everything. Perfect, and I mean, like, this is getting back to your point. Like, just wait, the future's going to be great. Perfect Dark, Fable, was it South of Midnight? I think looks really cool. Like, there's a bunch
I
of.
do. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna play those games.
Yep.
But like Indiana Jones, they're gonna be met with here, and it comes out on PlayStation Win, and it comes
I
out on.
know. It's
like,
crazy.
it's
That
before
timing
they-
for that release, it would have been better now. Indiana Jones would have been better now in January.
It's before they ever. It's like I know I think every time we do this, I think we almost devolve into this.
I know.
Before they ever got a chance to
Yep.
make good on that promise, they yeeted the whole thing.
Yep, I hate it.
I do.
hate it. Yeah,
It
I'm with you.
sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks. And anybody that bought in almost makes you feel like a sucker.
Nah,
You
I'm
know,
not
it's like
quite
I
there.
bought
I don't
it, I
feel like a
gave you,
sucker. I still have
and
had
it's
fun.
just like, and you've done none of the things that you told me you were when
It's okay.
you
PlayStation
you
people are going to
pitched
be
this
saying the
to me.
same thing. They're going to be like, we wanted games. We wanted we bought in with PS4 with Horizon and all these different games. And
Hey, they gave you all those. You got
got
Last of Us
Concord.
remastered again, Horizon
Exactly.
remastered again,
Exactly.
PlayStation remastered again.
PlayStation, they could be venturing into some thin ice here, but who knows? That fan base is very strong, and they'll make excuses or whatever.
If they honestly, they're in a good place where they are the lead platform for third party.
Yep.
So they get all of those things. They get them first,
They're
best,
fine.
or right.
Yeah, no, I'm
And
kidding.
as long as they just need one or two first party outputs,
Yep.
you know,
Well,
and they've
hopefully
got
they got
Yote
something in the
and what was
pipeline.
like Wolverine or Spider-Man's on the way. And
Yeah,
honestly,
hopefully.
that's
Insomniac will save them on this.
for those people. That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
When I say those people, I really speak I don't know how your PlayStation crew is, but my PlayStation crew. You're talking about Delvin and Dev, especially Delvin. Delvin is so far up Marvel's ass, like literally just they're like, we have a Spider-Man or Wolverine. That's it. He's
Yeah.
so good. He's like, I need nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the bar. And
Yeah,
the crazy
no,
thing
they're
is
not going
when you look at Spider-Man's numbers, that's the bar for millions of people.
Yeah.
They have
I mean,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's good.
They have Spider-Man. And like for millions, for like 30 million people, that's enough.
That's a great get. That's a crazy get.
And
Spider-Man.
Xbox is like, we've got Blade and Indiana Jones, but so does everybody else now.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm actually
Indiana
getting
Jones
DMs
is a-
about me hating on PlayStation. So I just want to remind people that in selling this thing, they can buy it on Marketplace. If you guys want, you can give it to you. You can have Sean's old PlayStation. Like that's special, right? You can have my old PlayStation.
It's crazy that Indiana Jones was as well received as it was.
Yeah.
It is like, is the game the experience that people for years were asking Xbox for?
Yeah.
I got people, Sean, I haven't played it. I'm not interested in playing it.
Neither am I. I'm not.
I have
indie.
people in our Discord begging me to play. They're like, it's the best. It's game of the year. Like they are hyped for this fun. They love it.
Yeah.
And they torpedo before it ever came out of the gate.
Mm.
At the
It has
game
nothing to
Awards,
do, we're in the same
last
place for
day.
different reasons on that.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, nuts.
PlayStation would never. Nintendo would never.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Well, no, PlayStation would and they will. And they're always a year, 18 months behind Xbox and all this stuff. Because PlayStation would never put their games on PC. And they absolutely do. And they're great on PC. God of War and Spider-Man are awesome.
Last of Us was a mess on PC.
Yeah, well, they're still figuring that out.
People's hair and shit and everything. It
know.
was like not great.
I know. God of War, very good though. And I think Ragnarok did come out on PC.
I
Was that last
downloaded it.
year?
I still haven't played it. I just downloaded it. I was like, I might play this soon.
I loved playing 2018 on my PC, man. That was great. That was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yarden, I think indie sucks. I'm kind of with you, man. Yeah, sorry. A lot of people love Indiana Jones, and that's fine. But video games, man, it's good stuff. It's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting year, 2025. It's gonna be all right, man. We got a new Nintendo console.
That's the same
Holiday season.
New Nintendo 64.
Hell yeah.
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 I'm still like just people are like, oh man, the Switch is not coming till the summer. I was hoping it sooner. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm
Like,
I'm
I was
totally the same.
I was actually kind of worried when people are like, it's coming out in March. I was like, I can't have both of these things come out at the same time. That's a
Totally.
problem.
Yeah, that's
Like
not
that's
okay.
problematic for me. I need the 64.
Yeah, I looked at the first
and
quarter
then
of the year.
Switch.
Yeah, no. Assassin's Creed and Xenoblade coming out on the same day, that's enough for me. That's too much. So
I'm gonna get Xenoblade just to have it. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna play. Like, I'll take it for a spin, but I can't play it like I did before. Like it's too long.
Yeah.
It's too much of a game.
Well, I gotta finish.
Is
up
this your first
Half-Life
time
here.
playing it?
Yeah, X. Yes, I've never played it before. I have it on Wii U. Never played it because that's just me.
I got way involved in the Wii U.
Oh yeah.
I waited that game for so long. I'll never forget. Do you have to go? Like, are we trying to wrap up?
Yeah, we gotta wrap
Yeah,
it
okay.
up. I got
So then,
cribs to make.
never mind.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm getting the vibes, but
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
the year's gonna be good. The year's gonna be good. I do want to tell you, and it doesn't have to be the second, but for the remainder of the quarter, Donnie, because I did my spreadsheet. Okay, we've got games lined up. I'm gonna finish up Half-Life 2. I'm gonna finish up Animal Well. I'm well on my way on those ones. I have already completed Super Mario Odyssey. I didn't even talk about Super Mario Odyssey.
How did you never beat it?
I never beat it before. I played the first like 2 or 3 kingdoms.
Why didn't you beat
I just
it?
kept falling off because it seemed unbeatable to me.
What?
It seemed there's too many moons. It seemed
No.
it seemed like there's
Odyssey's
too much.
great. Odyssey's great.
It is great. And finally, I'm here just in time for the Switch 2. I'm here to tell you that Super Mario Odyssey was real special, and I finally got it. I finally I just love
the ending is
the
wonderful.
movement, the ending. Like there's multiple endings, really, which was great, and it kept kind of inviting me back in. Is really what it felt like. It's like, okay, like you can go, but like you should stay. You know,
it is very fun. Like every now and again, there are a couple games that like, if I'm not in the mood to play something, but like I'm just in the ritual of like pulling the Switch out.
Yes,
there are games that I take walks in.
Oh,
like
I love
just
that
kind of want
saying.
to. I want to boot it up and just like take it for a spin for like an hour and just revisit.
Yeah.
And Breath of the Wild and Odyssey are both of those games. Like I will just spin it up.
Odyssey's so easy to do.
Just go walk around and look around and see if I can find something I didn't find before. Just get a little taste and then move on to my next game.
Did I tell you about Chelsea? She was playing Tears of the Kingdom. She's like over the break. She's like putting a bunch of hours into Zelda, and she's like,
"Love it.
This is so weird." Like she's like, because she played a little bit before and she wanted to start, so she deleted her save file to start over. And she's like, "This is so weird. It is exactly the same as Breath of the Wild." I'm like, I mean, I guess, but have you gone to like, you know, the sky and the depths, and all that stuff? She's like, no, not yet. Like, but it's really similar to Breath of the Wild. I'm like, well, yeah, like that part is
a sequel. Yeah, it's built off the same game.
So fast forward like a week, she's still playing this game, and then she messages me and goes, "I have been playing Breath of the Wild." She wasn't playing Tears of the Kingdom at all. She was playing Breath of the Wild. And the biggest problem with it is because she wanted to start over Tears of the Kingdom, she actually deleted her end game Breath of the Wild save. So that's gone.
That's sad.
It is kind of sad, but the story's kind of funny.
I created an alt account for Breath of the Wild, and then I moved my save to that profile.
A great idea. Yeah, because that's what you have to do, because they don't have 3 freaking save files, because Nintendo, this is where I get critical on them again, man.
This is where you're like,
I'm back, because Animal Crossing Island's all over
you
again.
You people don't understand.
You son of a bitch.
That's this out of the box. Damn it.
We had 3 save files in the beginning. How did we go backwards?
Yeah, and then every Nintendo fan,
Pokemon,
every Nintendo fan has the Stephen A gif where it's like, listen, we don't care. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
They get away with so much.
They don't care. They don't care. They can't
we'll
keep
be lucky.
Away with this.
We'll be lucky if Switch 2 runs 900p.
I know. Xbox is like, hey, if you own a game from 3 generations ago, it works on this generation, and we give you a free upgrade,
a logo.
Like, yep.
Please play our game.
Nintendo's like, you get 1 save file. That's it.
And people love it. Like Dev says,
wrecked, bro.
Dev does all the time. I'll talk about like how bad a game looks or it's edgy or the resolution. He goes, "You Nintendo fans, you just love this shit, don't you?"
I know.
Yeah, we kind of do though. Like you're absolutely right.
Somebody figure this out. We need some psychoanalysis. We need some major study. We need like this. Oh my god!
Did you hear? Did you listen to Shaq at all?
Not yet. No, Jason Lacey's on it.
Jason Lacey is on it. I'm trying to listen.
Get him back.
I'm trying.
You'll get him.
Like I'm working on it.
The door is cracked open. Man. You can get him.
I'm trying.
You can get him.
I'm like, just come on, just come. You don't have you need a podcast.
Mm-hmm. He does need a podcast. He's trying to fool himself into thinking that life is better without it.
I'm gonna give you a snippet. Somebody put together a clip of us. I want to share some. This is what we can end on because I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna share this video. I gotta go find it. Where's the videos?
Nobody sleeping in the middle of bed. The middle of the bed is only when you do the business.
Where did I put it? I put it in the videos. Why is it here? Hang on. Let me go back and look. It's a QuickTime movie?
When it's time to sleep.
Can I not share a QuickTime movie?
Middle of the bed is where lovers meet. Anybody who doesn't listen to PSVG has no idea what the hell I'm doing right now. But that song
Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe with a new set of DLC characters on Switch 2. Jesus, Smash Bros.
Can you hear this?
I can hear it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Ultimate Deluxe with a new set of DLC characters on Switch 2. Jesus Christ, I hope not.
Yes.
I'm done. I'm done with that. I don't.
What are they gonna do?
It's so.
What else
It's so
would
much.
they
Smash
do?
Ultimate Definitive
much.
Edition. Everyone is here.
Like, is there a big new game that could come to Switch 2 that couldn't come to Switch 1 that they could take that character and put him in Smash? They bundle
Yes.
all that up and then they release it. It's all
Yes.
one thing, $70.
Master Chief.
That's what I was going to say.
Chief. Yeah,
Master Chief.
literally that's it.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
If Xbox is really going to do Halo on Switch 2, if that's a real thing, Chief and Smash $70, redo it.
Dude, could
And you force people to buy the game again to complete the roster.
Yeah.
No
Chief.
upgrade.
Holy.
No Switch 1 DLC update. No. You need Switch 2 Smash Ultimate to play as Halo, to play as Master Chief.
That is diabolical.
And it would sell like hotcakes.
Literally, that is like the way to make a of money and sell consoles and DLC and
Can you imagine the trailer?
and
John Halo.
Xboxes.
You imagine the trailer? You look at the visor and you get the Smash logo. Like,
Yep.
oh man. Oh man. That's crazy good.
Yeah, that is probably
Phil.
like the best idea as far as like video game ideas.
I hate it.
I know you will. I was like, Sean is gonna hate this. It's
Like,
like,
why?
Xbox
I'm like, I
is-
don't
Xbox is
understand.
giving away free remasters, and they're
Why
like,
are you excited?
You're gonna make me. It's just what we do. I'm like, I can't wait to buy Smash again.
One character?
Take my money.
Oh my god, dude! No way. No way.
The Switch 2 is gonna be everything you're against. They're gonna be like, here's Breath of the Wild remaster. So I was like,
Oh
no.
my god. But this is where this is where I upset
I can't
people
wait
because
for
there
the
will be the one or two things that like seem the same that I'm perfectly fine with.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Mhm.
Because you're gonna be on Blue Sky, all caps. Xbox gives you free remaster.
Dude, we're playing like I fired up Gears 2 for a second the other day, played some Horde. It's crazy.
Crazy good.
Why isn't anybody talking about this? Like I should talk
They
about
will.
it. Right? Do it.
They will. When the
The-
Gears collection comes
I
out on
know.
PlayStation
When
and
they-
Nintendo
it's
Switch,
only good if they sell it to you, but if they give it to you because they're trying to reward you as a fan,
when they
it falls flat.
when they package it up and they release it on PlayStation and Switch 2,
Oh man,
the
yeah,
world's
fair
gonna
enough.
lose their minds. Sean's gonna be like, I've been here the whole time.
Whatever. Well, that moment goes away though, because now it's just like, yeah, Sonic's on Nintendo.
Sure. That's, I mean, yeah. Like it sucks that like it is that way. Like I said, it almost feels hypocritical because obviously, yeah, everybody loves more games in more places.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you're going to sell your games in all places, then peddling your own box as anything more than just an option doesn't make any sense. So for me, I'd rather take all my things on the Switch. I would love to rebuy all of my Xbox. I would buy every one of them.
Wow.
Just unify my stuff into one. Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't be
Yeah.
the first time or the last time. I did the same thing on Steam. I bought most
Yeah.
of my Xbox games there too.
I feel somewhat in the same boat about PC. It just seems like PC will be out of everything. That will be the one that will persist. That's the one
Yeah.
that will be there in the end. So I'm not sure I'm going to Nintendo for that to be like my home base for gaming or as far as like an perpetual library, but maybe eventually. But PC is where I'll stay.
I buy
I'll
most
sit.
of like my day one stuff on Switch if possible.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping on Switch 2, like that'll be there.
Yeah.
You know, PC is kind of the place where I'm like, I'll buy it when it's cheap. You know, like I
Sure.
kind of clean
Yeah,
up
that's
and
true.
add in,
Mhm.
you know, it's like I'll get it. Like I've bought Hellblade on PC, Gears on PC when it was $13.99, $10. Like I'm not buying
Right. So it sits there and you'll have it. And
It sits
it will
there,
always be there.
exactly.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Nice. Well, getting some order. The reason I have to go is because I'm getting
Yeah, no, I
offers
know,
on my
I know.
PS5.
I wanted to
and,
show you that that's how Shaq was.
Yeah.
It's just us giving all kinds of fucking ideas on what could be, and we were having fun. I think it's a good episode.
I like it. I can't wait to listen to it. Yeah, I've been podcasting the last couple of nights, so I gotta get to it.
All right.
But having Jason Lacey on there is pretty sweet.
It was nice having him back.
Congrats.
I'm working on it. Everybody tell him. Everybody go message DM Jason Lacey.
Yeah,
Tell him
flexing.
you want him there. Shaq,
Yeah.
11 o'clock Sunday morning.
All right, good.
See you, dude.
Can't wait. Bye.